playing Oromir, right? I know he came up last session. Am I playing Oromir again?
It's basically just Oromir 2, yeah.
I mean, we had a 20th level character come in. It would be make things a lot easier for sure.
Or would it? What if that was their plan all along?
To lure Oromir out?
Then they mind control him and turn him against us?
Exactly. You see Oromir's on your side, and then they're like, oh, just one more thing. Pancake. And then Oromir's eyes glaze over and turns on the party.
Oh, but you forget that at the 20th level, he gained proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Oh, wow. Oh, too bad you rolled a 1.
I'll use my lucky feat.
I'm sorry, he'll just activate his ability again and roll another one.
What was the arcane deflection for a +4 to the save?
Alright, rocks fall and Oromir dies.
I use evasion.
Level are we again? 7? Yeah.
What was that new holiday you were just talking about? The Truth and Reconciliation one? That was basically like Canada recognizing Indigenous people?
Yeah.
Among other things, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so America just got Indigenous Peoples Day, and I really wish it was also called Truth and Reconciliation. Because that is one of the I think that is Regret's ship. The Prophet Regret's ship in Halo is Truth and Reconciliation.
I think there's a level called it too, isn't there?
Yeah, it's named after the ship. It's it's the sniper level. It's where you go up into the ship. Actually, no. The Prophet's ship is High Charity, which is, of course, a Forerunner ship. And Reconciliation.
It's a shame how, like, the thing that people did not learn from Halo was you should make a good single-player campaign for your shooter game.
I know. Like, I loved the multiplayer, but God, I loved the single player just as much, if not more. Actually, no. Yeah, definitely I loved the single player more. Yeah, the Truth and Reconciliation shipmaster is some Sankili I've never heard of. Let Rava me. Probably introduced in a book. The thing is, it's multiplayer that gets people to pay over and over and over.
No, it's short-term versus long-term, and then versus super long-term. Because in the long-term, multiplayer gets people to play. But in the super long-term, single player is what gets people to play the game 20 years later.
True, but
yeah,
they
but
don't gain money from
on
that.
the same copy. I mean, true, I have bought Halos twice, because I bought all the original ones as they came out, and then the Master Chief Collection, which was horse shit for over a year. It was in an unplayable state. It was I had just moved to LA, and Master Chief Collection was coming out, and I was like, I'll talk to all my friends like, this is great, you know, I miss you guys, and we can play Halo again. This is gonna be so great. And it was totally unplayable. And we never went back to it. I just use it to play the campaigns now.
Here's the counter argument, though. Is Pathologic 2 continues to get sales, like, steadily. The game was, like, considered a flop on release, but it just continued to do numbers because the single player was so good.
Yeah, but after it matters. I mean, the fate of the studio and everyone. depends on initial sales. You know, if it does well, if it has a renaissance and does well, you know, who's to say those studios are even getting the money anymore? The property could have been sold off to some, you know, conglomerate who relies on, you know, a trickle in of income.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that if you do a good single player, then you continue to get sales long after the initial period.
And I was just saying that it's the initial sales that matter the most, because that's going to affect investments.
Yes, but what if we make everything grindy and you have to get coins to buy loot boxes to unlock everything? Then people play for much longer.
Oh, but what if they made it so that, like, you didn't get the thing you wanted? Like, you had to get 3 copies of something from the loot boxes to actually get it.
Yeah.
Then they'd have to
Remember
way more.
cheat codes? Remember, you know, pressing buttons in a certain order, and then pressing pause.
Yeah, but that's free. We can't have anything free.
Stuff. They don't have those anymore. And like the vestiges of it were like the skulls in Halo. They were things you had to find that unlocked certain things, or like the scarab gun.
Okay, recap in 5, 4, 3, 2. Everyone, welcome back to Bustan. We began with a discussion between the Makita siblings, with Arian coming to grips with the sheer danger and scale of what the Rising was attempting and realizing Calcivir had not been significantly exaggerating what was happening. Arian decided not to involve herself any further. Elsewhere at the Stonewall headquarters, Happy and Wheeler were roused to action by a member of the Steel Hinterland named Troy Axwell, who was concerned with Plaguebringer's overly domineering behavior and overly sized size. Through a long discussion, was eventually able to come to an agreement with Happy where the Stonewall would be paying for the care and monitoring of Plaguebringer, and Steel Hinterland would handle the actual work. Later, Isaac was invited to another meeting at the Underground where the group made clear their increasing concerns with the expansion of Cap Cree and the Conclave. The Underground revealed their plans. They would continue to oppose the hegemony of the intruding entities, and as the Rising continued to act as heroes, would do so in open opposition to Cap Cree and the Conclave, using their status as a way of checking the organizations and calling out their more unscrupulous practices to sow dissent against the organizations amongst the populace. 2 members of the Julius Whitcollar Foundation, Vildi and Rasmuel, offered their assistance to the Rising in the Underground, and a deal was nearly formed. The Rising declined to take definitive action at this point. Isaac had a brief discussion with Milo again where he shared his insecurities and worries, Milo doing his best to assuade him. Milo then warned of a powerful entity called Sereth. Later still, they met with Xenos, who explained that he was freed by the hand of Umbra. Poe had sacrificed his own life to cast the spell Wish in order to free Xenos, believing Xenos knew more and could face off against the machinations of Dast and Sylvania, were revealed to be the progenitor. After this discussion, Sereth spoke up, offering his assistance. The group disagreed with Sereth's methods, concerned that Sereth would cause more harm than good. Finally, elsewhere in Bustan, Dast began to operate publicly, taking the Silver Shield as his vassals officially. What will the repercussions of this be? What are the progenitors planning? And most importantly, will we have a session without fucking computer issues? Did not put it on recap this time. Hell yeah. One time I put it on repeat. That was the biggest mistake of my life.
I don't even remember that happening.
I agree.
Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat crying thinking about the time that the recap repeated itself for 1 bar before I turn it off.
Terrifying. Really. Yeah, so we had that big old meeting with the Resistance.
Yep, Fallen Man.
And in hindsight, or not so hindsight, it may actually be the best way in the long term. At least that's the argument I'll make. Because the Conclave, we literally know, is heavily involved with the aspects and how the aspects are getting power somehow. And they're clearly doing the most little they possibly can to do anything about the situation. And the things they are doing is just pretending that they're doing more than they actually are. Like all the wards and stuff aren't even what they're putting up. Anybody could do that if they had the wards to put up. Policing this stuff, again, anybody could do, any force. And then Capri's making literally a super soldier army of droids that only do what they say. We know they were part of getting the whole city shut down in and out. We know that they've done all kinds of horrible things in the past with experiments, and they clearly don't have very good oversight into anything that their different branches are doing. They're all just running wild and doing all kinds of unethical things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, literally melting people at their own fucking wedding. And then, like, if either of those two actually, come out on top with complete control over the city, they're just gonna be tyrants. They're gonna do whatever they want and whatever best for them. And pretty much the whole city will probably suffer for it. Whereas if the Resistance, which is a conglomerate of they're tenuously working together because it's in everyone's best interest, if they win, there is no direct, there's this one person in charge of everything. There's no... They could very well just fracture again and we'd be back to relative normal. We wouldn't have the case of a tyrant lording over everybody. So I think I would suggest we side actually with them, even though I was against it initially. They were a lot more compelling this time around, and now that we've got a lot more information on what all the factions are doing.
A little boy crier
might-
with a stack of newspapers walks up to you guys. Hey yay, hey yay! Menace to Slipool! Would you like to buy a copy? 5 copper?
I'll buy one.
Alright, he hands you a copy of like this rag, like this just complete propaganda wing. It's like, just Slaypool's the best, all the other cities suck. But there's this new front page article. It's saying, the hidden danger, Stone Wall. And you can see that there is on it that it was written by one Jokwrub.
Oh, bitch.
He used his name?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of this rag?
It's the daily slave. It's not daily. It's the weekly Slaypool.
Did any of
They
us
might
ever
still call
heard of that
themselves the
before?
Daily.
Yeah, they they were once daily, but they've lost the funding. You've probably heard of it. It's like it's not very well respected. It's sort of like it's like very trashy news reporting, and it's really pro Slaypool, like go the establishment, as Mela is the best country in the world type of thing.
Oh yeah, we also have the option of using an undead army by smashing the jars. Which also isn't as horrendous of an idea if you want results.
But anyways, this article basically points out that anytime something bad has happened in the city that you've been involved, and the only commonality is the Rising.
Should we just buy up all these newspapers?
It's not going to do anything. Won't that just fund more of them?
Yeah, that just means that they can make more issues about us.
I don't think Jokwrub's smart enough to figure out that, like, he'd think like, oh, so many people are reading it. So many people are reading it. This is going super well. But in reality, it's 5 copper each.
Well, we can only buy as many as this guy has, right? There's probably
Yeah.
like town criers everywhere.
I've actually sold quite a lot. This is very popular.
Well, what do you think? Do you think it's true? Do you think we're evil?
Are you the Rising?
Yeah.
Ah! He runs away.
Oh no. Should have asked
Oh.
them where they got printed and stuff with his bosses.
Yeah, we should have asked how many issues they purchased initially.
Well, I didn't think he'd run away.
It's not the reaction we typically get.
With passive insight, he thought you were mad at him.
Or maybe he is a kid.
Or chasing him down.
No, not chasing the kid down, please.
Chase the kid down. Why are you saying mean stuff about us? We're good people.
Shake down the 12-year-old for spreading propaganda.
Oh, that does sound like a good idea.
But yeah, the article is written by Jokwrub, but it also has like a moment where he's like interviewing people on the scene, and notably he interviews like some people in the Conclave, he interviews some people in Capcree. He also interviews a particular guy at the Mercury Mortar who said that his boss got shaken down by you guys.
And forced to jump into a sewer.
All lies.
Is it? Is it really?
I mean, it does say that we're the first on the scene whenever there's a problem.
Jokwrub seems like the kind of guy that would do this.
I mean, his name's on it.
Yeah, I know. It fits in. I'm still confused every day about that rabbit thing.
Well,
So do you think that he believes it? Do you think that this is what Jokwrub thinks, or that this is what Jokwrub wants everyone else to think?
I think wants. I don't think he actually thinks
Wants, yeah.
that. I don't think he's that dumb. Sadly.
I bet it's both.
I mean, we can find out where these get printed, right? And that's like a clue towards finding Jokwrub even.
I mean, yeah, you can find out where it's printed. It's printed in Sordus Meadows.
Ooh.
They're very proud of it.
Sordus Meadows.
From Slatepool for Slatepool is their tagline.
I mean, we shouldn't just show up as a massive group. That's intimidation. We should send like a letter offering to do an interview, I guess. But you know, it's Jokwrub.
I mean, the kid didn't recognize him. We could just show up, I think.
Well, if we're going to deal with Jokwrub, we need to do it before this stuff gets going for too long. Because otherwise it'll look like we're silencing the opposition. People saying the truth about the Rising, getting silenced one by one.
I mean, this kind of forces our hand. We were trying to decide who to deal with first, right? And this seems like... we don't.
Can't believe the Rising is literally cancel culture.
Yeah. Bet there's a lot of inappropriate jokes you can make with the name The Rising.
Then you can really get canceled.
I will leave it to
I don't
people's
think there's any jokes
imaginations.
about that.
It's been on my mind since the very first moment that we came up with it.
Yeah, if any of the fans have any jokes like that, just don't post them on Twitter, please. Thank you. Just don't.
Don't get it.
We'll have to do like a special hashtag for that.
You want to go fight some monsters?
I'll like do another one of those what are they called? Quarantine zones?
Hmm.
I mean,
Like, how's the
We could-
last quarantine we done? How is the last quarantine zone we went to doing?
I don't know.
Oh,
You'd have to go there to find out.
it's not in the newspaper, huh?
We could also, well, not in this paper, we could also interview somebody who's responsible.
Well, we can try and find Jokwrub, or we can try and lure Jokwrub to us. Bait him out somehow.
What
You hear
interests
the
Jokwrub?
kids coming from like a block away. He's like really loud. Hey, 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 hey! I have proof that it's true! The Rising accosted me! They shook me down, but I got away!
Son of a bitch. He's allowed to say this stuff, I guess.
Kids like making clickbait, like verbally.
Whatever sells copies, I guess that's why he's so successful.
I mean, we already wanted to go after Jokwrub next, didn't we? He
I wanted to
seemed
kill
like the
Ein.
natural. Don't really know a lot about Ein, and Ein isn't really I mean, if anything, he's neutral to us. Jokwrub is actively hostile to us.
Bro?
Don't forget they're all hostile to all the aspects. Whatever Ein's doing, they feel like it's the best way to kill the aspects and gain more power for himself.
I mean, what I was trying to say is, I don't think Ein's the biggest threat right now.
You have a pretty good idea that Ein's smart. He's playing the long game for sure, so he's not going to antagonize us intentionally right now.
Yeah.
And if anything, he's
Man,
somewhat
didn't you
helped
already fight the long game guy?
him.
But how come so many of them have to have so many plans that go so much? Like, I haven't thought about my breakfast tomorrow.
I sympathize with your breakfast problems.
I like this music. Transients.
This is Transients. It's the
So-
background music.
What do the Resistance wants to do again? They want us to just refrain from doing something, right?
They want us to decide if we're in or out.
The
Like, if we're
Resistance's
in this-
goals, what they want you to do is to basically point out every bad thing that the Conclave and Cap Creed does, and basically say that you're pro-slave pool and that these guys are anti-slave pool.
We start our own propaganda newspaper. Or their rival of that one.
I mean, that's certainly one way of doing it. They just want you to be heroes and then to basically show that you can resist these things and still be for slave pool. Because right now they're trying to say, join us, we're the only people that can save you. And on this note, actually, you do notice that there's some conclavist priests that are like carrying someone on a stretcher.
Where are we right now?
Right now, if I recall, you guys were in Shrike.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
I'm gonna approach the was it conclavist members. There's some on a stretcher
Yeah,
as
there's
well.
someone on a stretcher, and they're carrying this person.
1 second.
Does the person look horribly hurt or something?
They look like they have the beginning stages of like a bad shade miasma thing.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That makes sense.
We also, yeah, we need to try and procure more materials, maybe?
So you're going to perform an autopsy on this guy?
Huh?
What?
But he's on. We can't just autopsy
I
someone.
don't
who's
think he
walking
has
the
white
street.
materials in him. Or he wouldn't be corrupted.
What's this guy on the stretcher like, Pog?
You see that there's like a dragonborn, but he has like the beginning of like the rot stage of shade miasma where it's beginning to grow on him. He looks feverish. He has otherwise white scales.
Oh. Do we have any extra cure? Or maybe we could cure the guy. I'm saying like, hey, Capri can't do shit, but we can. That way we'd at least have a friend. This Dragonborn guy.
I
Do
think
you have any cure, Wilder?
you have some in my water skin.
Well, there's some, but it's a limited amount. That seems like it's a late stage. You said he was already like growing those like extra limbs and stuff we saw.
No, he's not quite at that stage. He's just starting to get like some growth, but it's not at that level yet.
I think the more important thing is to figure out exactly where this guy got infected. It might be an area that hasn't been quarantined yet that needs like assistance.
About one pint.
Yeah, is there a quarantine area in Shrike?
There is a quarantine area in Shrike.
I'm gonna approach the conclavist.
We should probably check that one out. You know, since it's so close to home.
I mean,
Yeah,
should we
here.
publicly heal this guy in front of like the newspaper kid?
if we want, but I just want to figure out where you got sick, because he might have got like there might be a new area that sprouted.
Yeah,
Basically,
go
right?
ask
Let's
him.
go up to the conclave guys then.
Excuse me, could you tell us where you got sick?
Sir, please step aside. Step aside. This man is quite ill, and we're not sure if it's contagious or not.
Don't worry, it's not contagious.
We have no reason to believe not. Capcree says that it's contagious. The areas must be quarantined.
It's more like a poison than a disease. It doesn't really spread.
Oh, is that so? Hold on. We must get this person to safety first, and we can discuss this later. Please step aside. They are in grave danger.
Wielder, can you
I'll try giving him some of the white liquid.
Okay. The person, like their feverish symptoms as well as the dark growth on their body, I imagine it's like just a little bit above
Yeah.
their like left breast, and then it slowly begins to like burn away, leaving sore looking but otherwise healthy skin underneath. You have Capcree's cure, I see. Very good.
well it's more like the other way around. So we gave it to Capcree.
What?
Yeah, I'm head of the Cure project over at the Mercury Mortar.
Oh, wonderful. And they salute you. A mortar man.
Stonewall.
Stonewall.
Just doing some out of office work.
Ah, this is nice. And you see the person takes off their conclavist hood. You can see that they're wearing like a Kofian star. This is a Kofianist. My name is Pomalova. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Are they reaching out their hand or something?
They are.
Hey, I'll shake it.
The other person's just doing like an emergency checkup. You see that there's another Warforged guy. He's taking his hood off. This is also a Kofianist, but this one's a Warforged.
New style?
New style, yeah.
Okay.
And Pomalova is just an ordinary human. Looks like she's from Sleepwell, actually. Could be a Saven. Well, thank you for sparing us the long trip back.
Is this from the existing quarantine zone, or was this a new area?
Yes, this is existing quarantine zone.
Alright.
Episcopatus Asriel Sam Haliste says we are to bring people from the quarantine zone so that they can be investigated further.
Investigated?
Yes, we are looking to see if there are alternative ways to cure them. So far, it has not been successful.
What are they trying? Do you know? It might help with our research.
We have tried surgical and magical means. So far, magic does not work effectively, and attempting to excise the infected area does prove to be useful, but it does not ultimately solve the issue. It is only a treatment. Or rather, it helps with the pain, is what I have been told. I am not actually involved in the surgery. I am just delivering them to the base.
Okay. What's the status of the quarantine zone here? How far progressed is it?
We don't know. We are not allowed anywhere near there. There is a
Then-
person inside that will... He is too strong and we cannot stop them. However, if we ask to have a quarantine person, they will provide them. It is a very strange person.
Did they say their name?
No.
I think we should check this out. I mean, it's close to home, so we should really see if we can take care of it.
Please do not do anything hostile towards this person. They are very dangerous. So far, we have lost 14 Templars. We have given up
Whoa.
on attempting to take this person down and instead chosen cooperation.
All right, well, we'll talk to them then.
Very good.
Let's go check this out.
What does this person call themselves?
They
don't know.
didn't say.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's go check this out.
Okay. As soon as you approach, you can see that this quarantine area is not like being blocked off in the normal way. This looks way more like a war zone. Like they've set up a defensive fortification around the area. You see that there's a number of Harmony Patrol officers that have weapons. Like they have these temporary watchtowers that they've set up. They have patrols. You see both that it's Harmony Patrol, but also some Conclavist people are supervising.
I guess I'll go up.
Okay, you head up.
Does it look like someone who's obviously in charge, giving out orders and stuff, or?
There is.
I can
There's sort of like a tent that's been set up that people are coming in and out of, and as soon as you approach, immediately 20 weapons are trained on you. Okay, no further. State your business.
We're the Rising from the stone wall. We're here to see if we can do something about this zone.
Rising, rising, rising. Oh, I read about you in the newspaper. Piss off. We're
I'm
not gonna
also the head of the Kier at the Mercury Mortar.
Is that so?
I am.
Well, I'm the head of this operation, and I'm telling you to piss off. We have an uneasy peace with the man inside, and we're not going to have any agitators.
We heard about him. What's that man's deal? How's he in the quarantine zone?
We don't know how he gets in or how he gets out.
You got a name for him?
No, he says he doesn't need names.
Has he called himself anything?
He's called himself the king of his castle.
Cute.
How do you communicate with him?
When you get to the entrance here, there is an opening that you can make. Doing so floods the area with this black substance. We believe it to be shade miasma. We leave a message inside the area, close the gates. When the gates open again, he writes a reply back to us.
He doesn't even show himself.
What have you said to him?
After our initial attempts to capture this man have failed, we've switched our attempts into... We promise that no one will come in. He agrees to this. As long as we can ensure that this does not get out and that no one comes in, he will not continue to aggress upon us and will even listen to some of our demands. However, should he get out, we do not know what we can do. At the moment, we are waiting for a backup attempt. Until Asriel Serum Haliste agrees to go in and take out the enemy, we are to remain defensive.
What do you guys think?
Well,
We should probably leave some messages ourselves and talk to him and see what's going on.
yeah, I agree.
We should tell him who we are and if he's interested in talking. Because if the guy inside agrees to talk with us, then that gives us reason with Mr. Enclave Guards here. Proceed.
Let me tell you how I'm seeing things right now. I don't know why you think you have the right to tell me how to run my business. This is my operation, and we're going to continue to do things our way.
It's because we're heroes. Sorry, I have to say it with Leo's voice. It's because we're heroes.
Heroes, huh?
I mean,
What have
if
you done for me?
I mean, have you not heard of all the quarantine zones we've squashed?
Well, I've read the news and I know that you guys are up to no good.
You mean that rag written by someone with an agenda?
You're talking about
The news.
Jokwrub.
Yeah, exactly.
Jokwrub. Do you know what Jokwrub has done for us in Slaypool?
What?
Forcibly converted people over to the
Has
conclave.
he left rabbits pinned to the walls of your home?
Hack area?
Rumors, hearsay, accusations.
Exactly what
Jokwrub.
you're reading.
Jokwrub is a hero. Jokwrub is out here going into the quarantine zone, pulling people out.
We did that. We went to the quarantine
He's
zone.
Yeah,
curing people. He's a miracle healer.
I'm the only one that's developed any kind of cure.
And yet, you send someone with Jokwrub and they're fine. He says he can't do it very often, so we save it for the people who matter. But you know what? He says one day he's going to find a way to mass produce it, and he's going to
Have you-
save us all.
One
Have
day,
you ever seen
I'm
any of the
already
people-
doing that.
It's because Jokwrub's also an aspect like you, so of course
Have
he can
you-
do the same things.
Have you ever seen any of the people you sent to Jokwrub again?
Yeah, they come back devout. They're willing to fight to help people. Jokwrub's flock, as he calls them, go into these quarantine zones and they pull people out and save them. What have you done? Let's see here.
Exactly
Blew
that.
up the Drake network. Mm-hmm.
We
That was
stopped him from
Jokwrub.
blowing up. Benson?
Destroyed a workshop. Mm-hmm.
That was Fim.
You harassed people in their place of work.
That
Yep.
never happened.
They were harboring one of our guildmates for weeks, torturing them.
You're
and
not
chop
very
off their
good at
leg.
making the cure, but you're sure good at making excuses. Get out of here.
You get out of here.
What is your name?
My name is Tyson. I'm in charge here.
I'm gonna remember that.
You better. Go cry to Sovereign. I don't give a crap. I don't answer to him. I answer to Percy.
Can we talk to the person inside now?
Oh, you answered to Percy.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be
That
back
makes
in a
it
bit.
pretty easy to reprimand him.
Yeah.
All right, let's just do that. That'll be funny.
Yeah.
Kind of petty, isn't it?
No, it isn't. It's literally he said he answers to Percy. Like this is like the peaceful way of resolving this.
Yeah.
He's obstructing justice.
Let's go talk to Percy. Or no, or is he on his honeymoon? But can he go on a honeymoon if no one can leave the city?
I mean, he's rich. He can just like
Yeah.
buy
The
out
rules
a
are
whole
for us,
city
not for
block.
him. I don't know. Happy, you need to make the decision. You're the leader.
I think. I mean, if we can contact Percy, just get like a note from him. I mean, signed by him. I mean, this guy really can't say anything. A peaceful way of resolving this. We could try and just convince him to let us talk to the person inside. It's like how much harm could we really do just talking to the person there?
Who's the best at persuasion here?
I'm gonna assume it's Mr. Not Isaac.
Well, I've already got this letter signed by Percy saying I've got
Full access
basically
to the Mercury Mortar.
full access to the Mercury Mortar and its resources for the purposes of developing the cure. It's not directly the same, but we could say.
I mean, it's just proof of having influence.
This is related to the development of the cure, and that by not getting access to this zone, he's hindering what were directly Percy's orders. I mean, if we can make that argument to him.
I think we can.
The door opens and you can see inside there's one of these giants, like the kind that you fought before. And the giant pushes out a trolley and then closes the door. On the trolley, you can see that there's a piece of paper.
Let's
Two
read
people
it.
come out.
Oh.
If you try to move forward, they all point their weapons at you.
No, we'll just observe.
They read the note for a bit. One of them takes the note and brings it to everyone's best friend here. Hmm.
Could I like sneak a look over his shoulder to read it somehow?
You'd have to get into the tent.
Ah, they're in a tent. Okay.
He steps out of the tent. Very well. And he puts on this strange-looking suit. He doesn't put it on himself. He has people like put the suit on, basically like a knight putting on armor.
What are you doing?
I've been invited inside.
Did he say why?
As for me to know and you to guess.
Do you have any of the cure with you?
Of course I do.
Does he still have the paper on him?
He has the paper on him, but like it's in his pocket.
Can I try and sleight of hand it?
If you want.
Go for it.
Let me guess. It says, "Come in."
And I'm gonna give Flash of Genius to that, so that's a 20.
Please roll again. You have disadvantage because you're doing this in broad daylight with everyone attending and watching this guy.
26.
26.
Well, I want to see if I see it. For funsies.
Okay.
I don't actually see it.
You are able to move up like really close and then like very quickly reach in and take it and then dip out in such a way that it looks like you've stumbled and then you're backing off, realizing like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get closer. Everyone points their weapons at you and demands that you leave, but you haven't been caught stealing this.
Oh,
However, you are being told to leave the area.
We'll back up a bit, but I want to...
No, like they want you to get way on out at this point.
Damn, I wish I had Clairvoyance. I'd just peer in and watch.
I mean, what's the perimeter like on this place? Like how long is it?
It's not a it's not like a huge perimeter or anything like that. This is much smaller than the Swallowed City. It's like a 3 to 4 blocks, basically, is the quarantined area.
You probably find an opening and jump over if you guys really want to go to this person.
Let's not risk that.
I just wanted to stay around long enough to see if shit.
If that guy
about
doesn't
to go
come
down.
out. Oh wait, it'll be like if it's like deep shade pool in there, it could be a week before though.
Let me think this is clearly a problem, right? I think we should probably deal with this soon. I don't know, there's too many things to deal with. That's the issue. But
Yeah, I'll back up a fair distance away, but like still be close enough to like if like there's fighting or something gets smashed, we can hear.
That's a good call.
We can just wait around for like half an hour or something.
If he's not back in half an hour, I'll do a sending to him just to check on him.
Are we just gonna mill around outside?
Yeah.
Well, we just want to see if the guy leaves. Basically, what's the plan?
Just to see what happens if something big happens.
Because before they said they were just doing notes, and now he's being asked to go in.
Yeah.
I think after like 3 minutes of this, one of them like perks up. If you don't like get out, I'm going to have to arrest you.
I assume
You're gonna
we're
have to
like
speak
quite
up
a ways
because
away.
we're really far away.
Like we're like a block down or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Leave.
what I'm saying. Like,
Keep going.
what?
He sighs and reaches for some manacles. He like puts up a hand and then moves for like some other guards to come in.
If we fight, can we at least not everyone do non-lethal shit?
Let's not fight him. Let's back up another block. I was just like
Malicious compliance.
we got to see it's a giant.
Which is a
No, I
bad
don't think
sign.
that. I don't think that was. I don't think that was them. I think that giant is similar to like how the Shrunken City,
Oh,
Shrunken
See,
City
like-
was the preachers. I think this is that
Which is why I
guy's
think
bunch
it's
of theirs.
Deep
like an
Miasma.
underling of this guy.
Yeah, so I think that guy
Okay.
gets giants too. That's what I think is happening.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right on that.
see, after a couple minutes, I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Is there any sort of business nearby that we can like watch through the window? I don't really
Oh
understand.
yeah,
what brand-
there's like a nearby. I guess it's a restaurant. They have a lot of different fish dishes. It's some of them are a lot nicer than others. Some of them are like really gross but delicious, like partially fermented fish and things like that. It's very, very like a local delicacy type thing, less things that people would appreciate. But Sri Shrub
Yeah, I was
really
gonna
doesn't
ask
care.
if there's any foreign delicacies, but I guess that answers that.
Sri Shrub does not care what outsiders think of their culture.
Well, it's probably about as good as the rest of the local food to me, so everything is equally gross. Do you guys want to hit in there?
Yeah.
Sure.
Good idea. Quick thinking.
Okay, inside you can see that there's a Veshushi who looks at all of you guys. Who's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you around in a while. Volnaria, who are these people? Introduce me."
Oh, they're all part of the stone wall. We're
Oh, okay.
trying to help in the area and see where we can help the most.
Hey, food's on me. Praise be to Alex.
Oh, that's not necessary. We can easily cover the bill.
The guy bows gracefully and prepares food for all of you guys. You can order what you'd like. You can order like the fish and chips on the menu. You can order like a pretty generic fish dish, like fish with like a side of potatoes. Or you can order the local delicacy, which is like a partially fermented fish stew.
I was gonna order something kind of edgy, but anyway, I also wanted to ask them how business is going in this area, given the presence of some other elements and stuff like that. Like, you know, in response to the we can pay our own way. Like, yeah, how is it going for you anyway? I see there's not many people sitting here.
Well, it's not a busy time for us. We're usually busier around the night when everyone's coming back from work. Most of the time, people come in here for a cup of tea or just a quick bite before they get back to it. Business is fine. Things are good in Ellentry. We take care of ourselves.
I'm glad that you haven't seen the worst of it then. That you haven't seen too much unusual in these parts.
He nods. I heard about that workshop closing though. That's a little bit concerning.
Yeah. It's bought up by Capcree.
Hmm. Well, they won't get any of our business, that's for sure.
I hope so.
Yes, all of us equally and greatly appreciate your support.
All right. So Cal, you're having the stew. Is anyone else having the stew?
I don't think I'm gonna order anything. I'm a Warforged.
Okay.
Does it come with any cool sides like spicy biscuits?
It does come with an sort of an interesting side. It's not like spicy biscuits, but it is like a spicy kelp salad type thing.
Oh, that sounds genuinely pretty interesting. That sounds pretty good.
It's very light and refreshing. It's salty, very spicy, but the stew itself is like funky and extremely rich and savory to the point where it's almost like too much. But then if you have like some of the kelp, it's so light and refreshing and spicy. The two pair really well together. However, this smells like the worst thing you could possibly imagine. So it's
Reminds
not.
me of my old days fishing. You forget to bring your catch in, you come back and
So the guy steps out about 25 minutes later, and then 5 minutes after he gets a minute to take his stuff off, he's partially doffing the armor when he gets this sending from Vonari. And he responds, "Get out of my head, you witch. I am fine. It has been 30 minutes.
Good to know. Perfect. That means we go in there, we don't get completely screwed. Relay this to everyone.
I wonder what that was about. Oh, sorry, that was the sending.
Not very nice to call me a
Well-
witch, though. Where's his manners? Gosh.
I didn't see that you had sent that sending.
Yeah, sorry. I asked if he was safe and if there was any time difference between what we experienced and what he experienced.
I wonder what
There
he's.
was-
I wonder what's going on in there.
That means they can have those giants without it being deep miasma.
Yeah. I wonder what that was about. Hint, Jas. If you want to tell us that you stole the note.
Oh yeah, I'll pull the note out. What does it say?
The note has this beautiful handwriting, and it reads, "I am concerned about the safety of those that are being taken from the premises. What experiments are being performed on them? Please advise in person. If I determine you are lying, you will face my wrath."
Wow.
Experiments. Oh, because they're trying cure stuff, aren't they?
Do we recognize this writing at all? Is it similar to the notes we found in Finn's workshop?
No, this is something entirely different.
Okay. Didn't think so, but worth checking anyway.
It's the ghost of him. He's come back. It's Mecha Fim. Like
Jesus
Mecha
Christ,
Finn.
why are they doing this?
remember when Frieza came back? He had like metal stuff. It's like limbs and stuff.
And then dies 5 minutes later.
And then he comes back, and now he's stronger than like Cell for some reason. Why did they bring Frieza back?
Oh, because he never trained. And that's why, and so he trained for the first time in his life. Like, he was just naturally that strong. That was the storyline they came up with, is that he was just naturally that strong. He never trained. But now I actually trained, and now I'm super strong.
Dragon Ball Super, everyone.
I love that Dragon Ball just makes no sense like that.
I love it.
All right, so what would you like to do, everyone?
Good
We
question.
could go talk to Percy.
Can you turn up the music slightly, Pog? I can't hear it even at max lamp.
I can barely hear you. You're like far away.
Is this better?
It's loud.
Way louder.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
This is good.
That's good.
The boom is touching my face, so I can't do this. Okay.
What do we do?
I mean, they're
You wanna
doing
go kill fire?
they're doing experiments. So that was a Capcree guy that we were talking to outside that door, or was that a Conclavist guy?
That was a Capcree person, but it seems like there were also Conclave people involved as well.
So we know Conclave people are trying new cures. But could that be the experiments they're talking about? Or trying to find a cure? Remember?
That doesn't require white materials because fucking rare.
I mean, it's a noble effort, but if they're doing like,
Well, really, they're just doing it on the pretense of brainwashing people for Jokwrub.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
Come
actually
back
trying.
loyal and devout.
They go in, they come out brainwashed completely. Why don't we just throw out any suggestions and then decide?
I mean, we could go talk to Percy.
We could talk to Percy, get permission to go in there. We can sneak over or jump over, hop the fence, like not like or the wall. Not like any of them are going to come after us. Or we can go and do something completely different, which is like go to a different quarantine zone, do different downtime stuff. If anyone has any downtime things they want to do. Jokwrub, we can deal with the newspaper thing, right? So if we can find out where that's being printed and then like watch it, stake it out or something, see if Jokwrub ever goes there, or how Jokwrub sends his like writings to that newspaper place, the printing place.
The other thing to do is the meeting. We could crash that and kill all the aspects.
That's not for
Well,
a while, but yeah.
That's like weeks from now in game, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think we're gonna do that, right? I don't know.
Well, the preacher's gonna be there. Good luck crashing it.
Well, I think we're just gonna like
The
at least have Cal go and listen. Is that the plan?
Yeah, we're just have Cal and Wheeler kill the preacher while the rest of us take out the aspects. And when we kill one aspect, someone can go and like join down the preacher value.
It'll be like Skyrim, so we kill one aspect in the middle of the fight. Wielder and Cal have low health, but then they leveled up, so they can like level up and like get max health again in the middle of the fight.
No. It's like Oblivion. You have to sleep before you level up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
More like Faith, where you get the aspect and they get reinforcements.
Yeah, but in Oblivion you can be level 1 god by never sleeping, because all your stats will go up, but the world won't level up with you.
Yeah, wait a second. That's not
It's
good.
more-
Not
it's
an
more when-
OOO, baby.
It's Morrowind leveling. How about that? There you go.
How about it's D&D leveling? How about that?
Wow, that's
You don't have
kind of
to sleep
radical,
in
don't you
D&D
think?
leveling, do you?
It doesn't make any sense. We'd have to be playing D&D to have D&D leveling.
We could potentially target
I
Ein,
thought we were
actually.
playing Oblivion.
I think those.
What was
I think
that?
those are. I think those are. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Matt. Say something.
One option we can throw out there is we know where Ein lives or stays at least some of the time, if we wanted to target him.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, lots of options.
All right,
Um,
let's vote on the best option.
Oh, you know,
Can-
we've
can we
done
write
with all
them
of our
down?
options?
Let's. Okay. I'll start typing them now. Options. So there was brazenly enter. What's the name of that Shrike quarantine zone.
Yeah, we can just like climb a wall.
Get Percy permission to enter.
Because if we
Right.
enter and things go poorly, it's gonna look real bad
We have
on
no-
us.
Yeah, we have no recourse at all. Like, yeah.
What are they gonna do? Shoot us?
Says the man who was shot.
I mean, based on just that note, it does sound like they do have diplomacy going on, and the guy does not seem to have ill intent.
No,
Yeah.
I think the guy. Yeah,
So,
but
he doesn't know about the brainwashing. That guy's not going to know that he's lying. He's not.
Hmm.
Sorry, I just inhaled water. He's not lying in the sense that he's deliberately saying falsehoods. He's lying just by the fact that he himself doesn't know the full picture. So he's going to be fine in there.
So yeah, so far I have the two Shrike options, like Percy thing and just going in, staking out Ein's hotel, look into InfoWars. What else is there?
We could try and gather information on the other aspects, Tavara,
Oh yeah, just blanket gather information. That's always a good thing to do, actually.
or bug Ein for information.
Yeah.
All right, let's vote.
Those are the options I've written down thus far. If there's
Option
any-
A, B, C, D, and E.
Damn.
Info
I kind of want to vote for A. I'm not gonna lie, but we don't have a lamp. Do we have the lamp still? Like a intact lamp that we could put the white stuff in?
I have a question about
Oh.
A. When we say brazenly, is there like we have pass without trace? Is the basic question.
Oh yeah, we could sneak in too.
Yeah,
Just-
by brazenly, basically you don't have any authorization. You're just going in.
Sure.
So
yeah,
it
there's no,
also
like,
might just
plan B.
not be a good idea to go in general, because the deal that they have set up is that no one else goes in.
But like I said, yeah.
And if we
ruin
do that, we're going to fuck that up, and we're going to ruin our reputation with them
Well, like-
even more.
Even worse, if we go in there and we die, then that guy has no reason to not just murder everybody outside the quarantine zone as well.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll be over.
Um, I think that looking into number 4, while it's still kind of fresh in the organization's mind, seems pretty wise to me. 1/2, they don't seem quite as urgent. They've sort of been there for a while, and they'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 4. I think I agree with you. I think I kind of want to do 4 because that'll give us like
Yeah.
a direct. That'll give us a direct point of contact with.
Yeah, we can do
Jokwrub,
4 and
assuming
5
everything
pretty
goes
much at the same time.
True, we could split up.
You're just asking around about stuff. You may as well ask about both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pocket souls at the quarantine zones aren't really the way to go.
So-
So
If you want information
Well-
about potential, like lieutenants or aspects, just talk about people
Oh,
that
yeah.
are seemingly immune for some reason. See if there's anyone like that.
There's also another option. Sorry, we can hit up another quarantine zone. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Which is also always a good option too.
well, I think Poggis told us that it's not really like
It's
there's not really a
whack-a-mole.
point to doing the quarantine zones.
I
Has
mean,
he
there's
said
a point inherently in doing them, but it will not advance your defeat of the aspects in any way.
Yeah, but it's fun, bro. We just keep doing dungeons over and over again.
We'll never finish this campaign.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
nothing inherently wrong with doing it. It's just not. It's not the move if you want to quickly resolve the situation.
We another option we can do is go back to the rebellion and officially say yes, we're in on this. What can we do? Immediately.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it seems like we have 2 votes for 4 and 5 at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for too.
How much
Alright.
time do we have before the it starts hitting the fan with meetings and
Plenty actually. Plenty. You have a week and a half, basically. Sorry, 3 weeks and a half. Technically 3 weeks, and then the preacher meeting's on the 17th.
Alright, yeah.
But
Why don't we spend a week gather information and counter propaganda?
okay. So will you be doing this as a group here?
Yeah, we should probably stay together.
Should we?
Well, I mean, if we're just going to the InfoWars place, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just like staking it out, right?
I don't think we want everybody to stake out a fucking newspaper.
Exactly. So I mean, we could just easily split up. Like,
And you
we can
definitely
have
don't
one
need to
person
do that
go-
over a week, because you know it's a
Yeah.
weekly paper. They're gonna bring in the information like the day before or whatever.
we can have a couple of us talk to Ein. We can have a couple of us go and stake out or figure out what we can about the newspaper thing. And then I guess there's an odd person out. They can decide to do whatever of the two, or even just blanket and gather information across the city. I feel like when it comes to getting information, we should probably cast as large of a net as we can. Get
Yeah,
information
we could
from
even
as many
like
sources.
segment parts of the city. So pick a region that you want.
All right. So let's split this up then. Who's going to be in what group?
I want to look into the newspaper myself.
Okay.
I'm just concerned about that newspaper, the optics of.
It's going to slow us down if we want to do anything exactly. Yeah, anything like front facing.
It already is because people are fucking spitting in our face, basically.
exactly.
one
It
fucking
also
is.
could be an ambush.
Oh yeah, the ambushes. That's a true thing too.
Do we want to officially join the resistance? Because we didn't actually agree.
If we do that, I mean, they're close to the people on the ground, so they can probably put in a good word for us too to counteract the
Yeah,
InfoWars stuff.
exactly. They've got a lot of people, and they're all intermixed among the actual regular people, so their word is gonna go further than Pompous, Capri, or Templars.
I mean, I think that's a legitimate like course of action if we can just prove that the one newspaper organization is just not as reputable. But I don't know.
Is there anyone against joining the resistance? I guess that's the important thing.
I don't know. Like, I'm torn. I don't know. I feel like if we're to side with anyone and end up making anyone stronger. I don't know if it's the mafia we want to make stronger,
Well,
especially the Ambrose family in particular.
look at the pros and cons of making the other one stronger instead.
I think part of me prefers the Capri over
Really?
the Ambrose family. Yeah, the Ambrose family will just straight up murder someone if they can, right? At least there's some laws that Capri has
I
to
mean, the Capri's
abide
actually
by.
just straight up murdering people.
Yeah,
And
but
worse.
they still have to hide it. It's like it's to a lesser scale. For the mafia, it was just rampant. I don't know.
I mean, that's how it was before, pretty much.
Was it? Yeah.
The mafia were basically in charge.
In some places.
Yeah. But I'm more scared about like when this is all resolved. If Capri's in charge, how bad is it gonna be? Then they won't have any oversight. They won't have to hide anything.
Well, that's assuming like the USSR is gone and stuff, right? Don't they make like the laws basically?
They don't even like pay half attention to it. Like, give no shits. They let us landers fucking do whatever we want, mostly.
The thing is, no matter what, the stone wall will probably get stronger by the end. Hopefully, things don't go horrible for us. So like that's like a counteracting force. I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay with going with the resistance. Seems like a necessary evil more and more every day.
I mean, they are
Yeah.
mafia, so like at the end game, who knows if you even stick with them, right?
Yeah.
And if their plan is to make us be up on a pedestal as, you know, glorious heroes, then that's not them being on a pedestal and getting all the credit necessarily. It makes it a lot easier to bring things our way. After all, they can't exactly be out in the public. They said so themselves.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break and then figure out where you want to go next, and we'll go there next.
Cool.
Oh, right. It has been 5 minutes.
I'm here.
I mean, even if we sided with Capri, I wouldn't be upset. I'm fine with that. But I think more of the party is aligned against Capri.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to totally side with Capri. I mean, I wasn't even sure about giving them the cure until I had to use it as a bargaining chip.
It already seems like they're backstabbing us anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do. I want to kill one of the aspects because I feel like that's what we're supposed to do.
We really
But
do
I
need
don't know
to
how
just trying to corner them to do it.
I want to go blow up Jokwrub's house.
We don't know where he lives.
Hi.
We'll just go to the newspaper place and then follow home and then blow up his house.
Hi, hi.
If you can track
Hi.
down Jokwrub, find out
Hi,
where he
hi,
lives. Hi. Can we help you?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh.
I mean, like, if you can legitimately find out where Jokwrub lives or somewhere that we can actually get him, I would love that. Very
We just
much.
go to this news place and wait until he comes here and then we follow him home.
I don't know why
then we
he
blow
would
up his
go
house.
do it himself. That's all.
I think someone just lie on the newspaper and says he's the author.
Well, no, I don't think he's gonna walk up to it and deliver what he wants said in person. Why would he? Got better things to do. You could intercept the person that brings it, and then interrogate them for where he got it, and then backtrack, maybe. Worth a try if someone wants to.
What decisions have you come to?
I don't know. I don't know how to find the next aspect.
Okay, well, you have a number of different ways in to find out who the aspects are. Where
Want
they
to just
are.
wait a couple weeks, then we can go and follow Twire home from the thing, and then blow up Twire's house.
So we
Yeah,
can
I
just,
mean,
like,
that's the-
teleport.
That's the easiest way, right? Like, that's the guaranteed way. But you also have clues on where all the non-Tvar people are.
I want to know who's in that fucking quarantine area if it's not an aspect of the Breacher. Who the fuck would it be? That can.
Probably Damien. That would explain a lot.
Political science major.
Yeah, Damien's extremely important to the plot, everybody.
Is everyone back? I don't know if Cal's back.
I don't see. Well, in character, I don't see why we would care what anyone thinks about us, other than it being useful as a weapon against Capri.
It just makes things harder to do around town.
Makes everything harder to
we
do
got-
because everyone blocks us and the literal, needing hope.
Oh right,
Make
you can't
more
go
white
grocery shopping
material.
with someone else, can you?
If everybody
Grocery ball.
thinks we're just running around doing evil shit, they're not going to have a whole lot of hope, probably. And if it hurts Stone Wall's reputation, makes it hard to do things again.
Hey, is everybody else back?
Yeah, we're all back.
I mean, we could go to the stone wall and be like, hey, do we want to put out a press release saying that these are all lies?
Sorry, I'm late. I looked at a clock, but it was a few minutes the wrong direction.
I am not good at marketing,
Okay.
so
Let's go, everybody. What's the plan?
A, B, C.
well, next
D.
time I get to sleep, I need to change my spells to repair because I actually want to scry into that area. 'Cause I'm not entering
be
the area.
nice.
I'm just gonna scry on it a bunch of times and see if I see anything.
Personally, the only one I'm voting for is the InfoWars news.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
going to give us a direct thing with Jokwrub, I think.
Okay.
So what's your plan of approach here? How do you intend to attack?
So we know where their printing presses are and stuff.
Yeah, they don't hide it in any way.
Well, Jokwrub had to have written the article at a certain point. Do we have like earlier issues that we can find? Does he write other articles, or do you just write the one?
Nope, this is his first one apparently.
Okay.
I don't think we should go in as the Rising.
Well, yeah,
I think we send Isaac in as someone brand new.
I'm not even
That's okay.
I'm not even talking about going in yet. I'm just trying to think like. Well, I'm hoping that he's going to keep writing issues for this newspaper, right? So if he's going to keep writing issues for this newspaper, he'd have to be in the building. Is my hope. So we have like an
Yes,
area
sir.
that we can just straight up jump Jokwrub.
So this was printed actually 2 days ago. So you have to wait till next week for the next printing.
Right.
Okay.
How long until my gun is done?
I don't remember how long I said.
Alright,
think
you
it
said
was,
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, and then you did that yesterday.
Yesterday.
I don't
That was
remember when I
2
did
weeks
it.
ago. That was 2 weeks ago, man. Wasn't it yesterday?
That's it. It was 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna put it on the map instead of trying to remember it.
Smart.
That works.
Do the thing the Quiet Ear does, have like a dice representing a week, 2 weeks or whatever. Just excited die.
See, the problem is I had all these session notes last session, and then my keyboard just deleted everything and started randomly like opening up Control-Alt-Delete, and it
My
actually shut
goodness.
my computer down. Not great.
The keyboard got possessed or something.
Oh, if anyone wants to like ask if like something is good or bad, like an action to take, I can do augury.
Oh. Okay, yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it all over. That's smart.
So if you have
Good
like a
call.
specific, if we do this, will it be good or bad?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We could do one a day, and you know it'll be accurate at least.
Awesome. I'll agree,
So if
baby.
you have a question. Otherwise, I'm going to
Alright.
spend a few days doing clairvoyance on the quarantine area. Grab. In the shrub.
Yeah, you guys want to wait until like the day before the next printing? And then do like other stuff? Is that the idea?
Yeah, sure. We could do that too, and then maybe talk to Ein or something. You said you wanted to talk to Ein to get information on that.
Oh, I said that was one
Alright.
avenue of getting information.
One app.
It probably would have to be Cal Wielder because he doesn't really seem to want to talk to other people.
Why not both?
Right, okay, good.
Yeah, why not both?
So why don't we do like turns or whatever?
I mean, if
Yeah,
we
let-
have, oh, sorry,
Let's set this up as turns. Vanari, your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna do some clairvoyance on... Because you can do like an obvious area, right? Which, you know, like on the other side of the wall, somewhere in the quarantine zone. So I'm...
Okay, so you're looking in the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
I see. Alright.
I've got... If I use my 4th level slot, I can do 4 times a day.
Alright. Go ahead and just give me a luck check here to see how informative these clairvoyances are.
1 for each, you mean?
Yeah, one for each.
Alright. First...
If you get above an 18, you'll find something especially interesting. Oh no,
Wow.
these suck.
That's only one day. I can do it the next day.
Okay, so there's going to be... Let's see how many days there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 days.
I only have to be within a mile of it, so...
It should be easy as you also...
Do I see anything at all, though?
Yeah, on the last usage here, you can see that there are like sick people, and the sick people are being attended to by what appear to be like these soldiers. Soldiers that are made entirely out of this black substance.
Oh, shit. We'll make sure to tell everybody about that.
Any auguries you'd like to do?
Would it be a good idea to try to contact the guy in the tree shrub quarantine zone?
Sure, I can do an augury to ask that first day.
All right. So, whoa.
A bad idea too.
Alright, that's what I was thinking. This confirms it.
All right, day one, Vonari. Unless there's anything else you'd like to do, that sounds like your plan.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do a whole lot more, right? I'm spreading it out
Okay.
over the days.
Day one, Happy. What's your plan?
All right. Tortoise Meadows. There's Ivory. Shrike. You know what? I'm just gonna make a camo suit for Sordus Meadows. Forgot what roll that was. How many D6s was it?
I think in this case it's 46, right?
46. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have any tool or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, cool. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna set this DC to be 10. I think that seems fair.
And it's just no bonus, right? It's just a flat 46.
Yep.
Cool.
Because you've done this. You just barely pulled this one out. One minor flaw. Do you have an
Cool.
idea in mind, or should I come up with one?
Feel free to come up with one.
Okay. It gets stuck easily, so it's annoying to take off.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Like you take it off, it gets tangled up, and you have to untangle it.
And that was Sordus Meadows. Cool. All right. Cool. Thank you. That's my. I guess I'd take the whole day.
Yeah,
Cool.
wielder. Wielder.
I'm not really sure what I'd do just on downtime. I guess I'd look into getting that shop, that
Okay.
location.
All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation, either intelligence or charisma.
I'll do intelligence. Investigation. 15, since I use Flash of Genius.
All right, I'm adding 15 to the clock. I'm going to say this one is DC 20 for you to figure out how you can get this shop set up as like a new workshop for you.
Alright.
So 15 out of 60 here.
And that's the whole day?
Yeah, basically you're looking into
Okay.
like all this legal stuff that you never had to look into because you always had a guy that did that for you. But now you have to learn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac,
Hi.
hi, what would you
Um,
like to do this day?
I don't really have any plans. Does anyone want me to do anything?
Ask around for information.
You could apply to get a job at the Slate Pool Daily, actually weekly.
Oh, I can go work because Angie said they don't yell at me for not coming to work ever. I'll do that.
Did you want
And
to
I'll
do more
start-
aspect research, or did you already have all you need for that?
Oh, right, there was more research I want to do. But I think I'll go to work as Angie today, Pog, and I'll do research later. But when I'm working as Angie, I'm going to start wearing the amulet of non-detection.
Nice. Okay.
I don't
Use
remember
your
what form I said that
influence
had.
passively.
Didn't I say that was like a ring or something? I don't remember.
I believe so. Something like that. Okay, so through your work as Angie here, you continue to exemplify what people want the Harmony Patrol to be. Not necessarily what they are, but you are by far more competent than like most of the people, except for the elite soldiers. A lot of people are calling you like a secret undercover elite now, as they're starting to realize just how good you are at what you're doing.
That gun
think
the guy gave me, is there anything different about it?
The only thing that's different about it is that the gun that you've been given has a capsule loader. Other than that, it's fairly standard.
Cool.
You, what should I say for this? Go ahead and give me an intimidation check, and this is just how, like, you're not really intimidating anyone, but it's the closest I can think to for, like, how effective you are at presenting yourself as an authority figure in charge of your new unit.
I do intimidation charisma.
Yeah, of course.
Right. 12.
12.
Not very
You're doing
good
a
at that.
decent job. You're not, like, a natural leader or anything like that, but your competence and just general demeanor is enough to convince people that you know what you're doing. And your squad continues to basically do policing work, but in a much more, I guess, not as evil as the rest of the Harmony Patrol. You're a lot more caring, you're willing to, like, talk to people instead of just immediately arresting them, etc.
Yeah, put me down as less evil. Hell yeah.
And finally, Calcivir.
I was thinking that I should go check up on a few of the people that I formed camaraderie with, however you would say.
Okay.
I was thinking like the Bronze Gauntlet. I should go see how they're doing. See if they want to maybe like speak on behalf of the Stone Wall or something. Maybe with Happy there to give me some sort of authority on that. But anyway, to be like, hey, we're basically the most competent people, but also we're short of staff still. So, do you want to give us a task force where if we come to you in the future, you can do the same thing you did last time? Do you have any negotiations you want to have with Sovereign about how you want to go about doing that? And also just check on Wemley while I'm there.
Wemley's there. You can't set that up immediately, as you'd have to arrange for a meeting between kings to set this up. In order to basically delegate, like, inter-house organizations, you need to have two kings agree upon that, which doesn't happen very, very often, but they seem receptive enough to the point where they're willing to, like, pass it up the chain to see if they can sort this out.
Right, and I want to like meet with Wemley separately, still about the same thing, just describing like the purpose of I want these people to have the prestige that they deserve. There's a lot of competence in this house. Can you support us in our endeavors, that sort of thing? But they would sort of be, in a sense, my person on the inside, helping push for this.
Yeah, well, absolutely Wemley would. What I will note, however, about this discussion that you're having is people here seem more angry than usual.
Oh,
Like, there's a sense of just general grumpiness.
like at the Bronze Gauntlet?
Yep.
Are these like higher up people or like everyone?
Higher up, the lesser people don't seem to care as much, but the higher ups are annoyed.
Interesting. I'm gonna ask Wemley if they've noticed that between discussions.
I mean, I have. I don't really look into it. It's kind of above my head, but apparently there's some nasty stuff going on with the shield.
With the shield, is it something where they're relying on you to do their dirty work? Are there trade negotiations?
We don't know. They've just pulled all support for the menagerie, and now all of the shield have left.
All of the shield have left the menagerie.
She nods.
When did this happen?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Like all at once?
All at once. Just unilaterally, they're gone.
Apparently they're going to say something at the next general meeting with the USSR, but... what do I know about the USSR? I've never been allowed down there, except for my promotion.
I'm proud of you and your progress in the Bronze Gauntlet. I'm going to be sure to try to speak on your house's behalf when that happens. You truly know nothing about why this happened or who was involved. Do you have somebody that you used to work with in this regard?
She shakes her head.
Not really, no. bring this up to my boss whenever, but you know, what do I know, right? I'm just really good at what I do and get sent on missions.
I see. Well, I'm sorry to hear that things are going south for you. And for yours.
It's fine. I don't really worry too much about it. I just do the job, you know? I let them worry about it.
Did you and the Silver Shield used to work? Did you personally work much with the people of the Silver Shield?
Sometimes.
Was it more like you were helping them on their assignments, or was there? Did you have more responsibilities than just the menagerie together?
Wemley gives her long history of working with the Silver Shield. She has a lot of grievances and a lot of positive things to say. It's a very complicated relationship. But basically, when it comes down to it, the Silver Shield and the Bronze Gauntlet have the most in common as far as like what they do.
Of any two houses, or just between the Bronze Gauntlet and anyone?
Of any two houses.
Oh, interesting.
Like, the two share the same general job, it's just the Bronze Gauntlet is much less refined in how they do everything.
I can see how that would lead to a lot of complexities in how you would want to get things handled.
Wemley sees this as, like, not really anything unusual. Like, the Silver Shield is always, like, very arrogant about how they are. I mean, they're the Silver Shield, they're number 2. Only the Platinum Grimoire is higher. But on the other hand, she doesn't like it. But on the third hand, she has grown an extra hand.
Oh no. That's a problem that's already known in much of the population.
But yeah, it's inter-house politics. You don't really get the full sense of why the higher-ups are mad, but from Wemley's description, yeah, you could understand how they would be annoyed with suddenly having to fill like 40 new positions that were previously handled.
Who is Wemley again?
Wemley is this person that I beat in a drinking contest.
Okay.
They're moderately high up in the Bronze Gauntlet. They're not
Oh, yeah.
in charge of anything, but they helped us disarm some bombs.
Yeah, Wemley's like one of those people that are really good at what they do, but also not good enough to be promoted.
I mean, they've been promoted.
Yeah, I mean, she's a Lancer, right? But she hasn't been promoted past Lancer.
Are they in charge of a squad now?
No.
Is that like an ongoing thing? Okay.
She'd like to be, but she's not quite there yet. She's working on it, but...
Well, I appreciate you telling me all this, Wemley. If there's any support that I can provide to you, if there's anything that we can do to help these things go smoothly, especially to make your job easier, please let me know. You can reach me at this address.
Alright. Wemley takes it down and nods, and then gives you like a very awkward hug on the way out.
Aww.
Day 2, Vonari.
Let's do more Clairvoyance. If this gets nothing, I'll probably give up and move the third day.
What about Clairvoyance?
Wow, God. I'm not lucky. I'm getting all the bad rolls out of the way now, I guess.
Hey,
what does the roll mean for Clairvoyance? What is it?
The
determine?
Clairvoyance is like, what do you see when you cast
I'm
the
just
spell?
essentially blindly saying somewhere in this area
Okay.
during random points of the day, so I have no way to guarantee get something useful.
Oh, it's not part of the spell. It's determining what you're seeing.
No, these are just luck chance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm casting
The
it 4
middle
times.
2 occasions, you actually find something kind of useful. Not amazing or anything, but kind of useful. You're able to determine that there are these soldiers that are walking around yesterday, and now today you're able to see that there are similar cases of shade miasma inside the quarantine zone. But unusually, things are not hostile in this quarantine area like they were in the other ones. There's a weird sense of like everyone getting along in this quarantine zone, which is upsetting almost because everyone getting along includes things like houses. It's almost like unnatural. Like everything in this quarantine area is like one cohesive unit.
They've probably come from Shadepool, and they actually have an organization structure. They don't have an ape in charge. I don't know if that's terrifying or. It's like looking at alien life forms, and these aliens happen to have order and law. They're getting along. They're just being a bunch of savage animals ripping each other apart.
Is there an augury you'd like to do?
Sure. Well, let me check the wording first. Doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome. So additional spells or companion. It's just saying that it's only really good for now, not necessarily later. Things could change.
They put that in for the DMs who are not actually able to see the future.
Yeah. Because if someone dies, well then obviously it's not the same success. Okay, I want to ask if it is a good idea to antagonize Jokwrub.
Wheel and woe.
Okay.
Alright, happy. Day 2.
All right. Same thing, but this time for the Ivory district. Camo suit.
All right. Pop these D6s.
You're just gonna get one for every area. How heavy are these things that you're lugging around?
I have them stowed. They're 8 pounds a piece. My plan is eventually I'm gonna take a downtime day or two and just spread them in like a hidden spot in each district. So like 10.
In order to approximate the nice and beautiful look of the Ivory district, the major flaw that you're going to get here is that you had to use a lot of expensive and heavy materials, which makes this suit not only conspicuous, but also just cumbersome. Do you have half speed when wearing this?
Oh no. Alright. This one's not so good.
However,
You could rework
the
it.
half speed does not stack with like the health speed or the stealth speed loss. So normally in order to sneak, you need to be moving less than full speed. This one, you don't need to like move less than full speed at half speed.
Okay.
Means
That
you'll
makes sense,
always
like-
be going at that speed.
So it's not 25% speed, basically.
Yeah, you're just always moving half speed. You can't go faster if you want to. But because you're moving slower, you're also always stealthy.
Okay, if you're with me, we can go twice as fast in cities, so it'll be back to normal.
City!
Then,
Alright, Wielder.
I'll give you that same roll.
Another
You said
one.
60 total.
Yep.
Can't just press up and do it. I have to go through my macro again.
Just an investigation.
30.
30, alright.
So I'm at 45.
You realize that a lot of these books are repeating the same information, so you're able to more quickly just skip over stuff that you've seen before, and then focus on bylaws and things like that that you're unfamiliar with.
Alright.
Alright, Isaac.
Hi. So the Conclave has a lot of people on their island, huh?
Whoa, the audio quality has dropped. Has anyone else noticed this?
Yeah, he's like almost.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I went
Yep.
Yeah. It happened.
trying to play from bed because I don't like sitting anymore. But I'll
Okay.
go back over to where the audio is bad. The Conclave has a lot of people on their island, huh? Like a lot?
A lot, yeah.
So they must have a way to get down to the city, and that way must be fairly well trafficked.
Yep, that is true. There is a way to get down to
Go
the
break
city.
the jars. Do it. Won't.
I would like to observe the security there and determine whether or not I could pass as an acolyte. My eventual goal is to gain access to the floating islands so I can peruse their libraries.
Okay. Well, essentially, that the way you get to the floating island is directly underneath it. They have a series of basically like floating platforms that they have set up to create sort of a dock leading out from the sprawl that you can use to get underneath the island. And when you get directly underneath the island, the way that you get up is that there is sort of like a column of reverse gravity that just sucks you up.
Okay. What's the
drop-
guard situation like, and like how many, like what variety of people are there?
This place has effectively like a standing army in it. It is like the entire base of the Conclave, which is the world's religious center, and as such, it is extremely well fortified. However, there's also like an entire city here, basically. It's this floating religious center, but also people live here. They do all of their work here. People like come in and out to do various jobs. It's essentially like its own community in a microcosm, and all of them are deeply religious people.
Okay. I guess with the information I've taken, I'd like to develop a disguise so I'd be able to get into there. Are they checking IDs or anything, or do you just go up?
Depending on where you're trying to go. If you're like heading to the Conclave area, they don't really care too much. Like, this place is technically publicly accessible, just you don't have a lot of freedom to move around.
Yeah, I don't want to like shoot the Pope. I just want to use their libraries, and they're good libraries if possible.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check here.
9. Do I have any inspiration left? No.
Today, while looking around, you have not been able to find anything. I'll give you two options. You can either fail the roll, or you can try again in such a way that you're now overstepping the boundaries of what's socially acceptable.
Here, I'll push.
Okay?
5.
As you are investigating, you step over like one of the areas they have it partitioned off as like under repair. So you slip in there, you go into the repair place, and you're hiding around. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, please.
Okay. 24.
You are able to sneak around and avoid all of the people working in this area, and as you're walking around in this area, like looking around, it doesn't connect to anything, and you've basically just infiltrated a work site and spent the entire day doing nothing. However, there are no negative repercussions to this, as you were able to avoid capture. You slip out just as easily as you got in.
Okay. Have I seen anyone with ID? Like, is that a thing that they're checking? No, you said it's not. Okay.
They're not checking ID, but they are checking to see like who you are,
Okay.
and you get the sense that uniform is a big part of it.
Okay. Then hopefully I'll be able to construct something with my disguise kit.
Right. You don't know what disguise you need to get into the libraries. However, you are aware that you can get in with the disguise. That's what you get off this.
I would assume it would be like an acolyte, which I've probably seen plenty of those.
Could be. Could be.
Okay. I think that's the end of mine, then. I'm gonna
Okay.
go lay back down until it's my turn again.
Cal Severe.
Hello. So I also want to know stuff about the layout of the Sky Temple City place, which I've forgotten its name.
Okay.
Cal hasn't forgotten its name. Yeah, I want to know about the layout, but it's important to me not that people don't know why I'm asking about that. So I'm asking more questions about like the architecture and the pride of the people Bronze Gauntlet and their way of, yeah. Anyway, so what I want to do is go back to people of the Bronze Gauntlet, like I did yesterday, and ask them under the cover of like, hey, how's the Silver Shield going? Because it was sort of like established that I'm trying to talk to the Bronze Gauntlet about stuff in general, is also talk to them in more of a chatty way about the Conclave and what they're doing here and how they're doing here, and if they know anything about how things are secured there, because they know all sorts of things about how things are secured. That's their sort of their whole shtick. Anything else? Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking to people from the Bronze Gauntlet about the Conclave and the Sky City. And then after that, I'm probably just going to go and chat, maybe like tomorrow, or if I have more time today, I'm going to just chat with nobles and people that I've met.
Okay.
Who maybe people who are involved in traditional religion or stuff like that.
Well, you're able to find that the Bronze Gauntlet and the Conclave have a very tenuous working relationship where neither party likes each other, but the Conclave captures things and asks the Bronze Gauntlet to take care of them, and the Bronze Gauntlet begrudgingly accepts because they like to have things in their menagerie.
Interesting.
That's the extent of their working relationship. There are conclavists in the Bronze Gauntlet because it is the major world religion, but the two of them don't really officially work together in any capacity other than this.
Okay. Well then I'm going to go to after I do whatever I can to progress the Silver Shield relationship and the task force, if there's like I can talk to a specific officer and be like, hey, I talk to Sovereign all the time, you want to talk to Sovereign? We need your help. Anyway, I'm gonna go have dinner with somebody who's involved in my culture or whatever. Another oh, how do you say
Yahweh worshipper?
Yeah, basically. But somebody from like Kamishorim or something like that
Okay.
that I've met. Maybe not necessarily my continent, but somebody who's more involved in the traditional parts of the sect.
Okay, there's definitely a more traditional priest of this who is somewhat upset at the involvement now of Briere. Essentially, everyone who worships Nia Ray here is completely overshadowed by an actual speaker coming up. And here's where you get some extra lore of Bustan. The deity speak to particular people. Those who speak to them are referred to as the speaker. In most cases, the speaker is the Sky Pope, but Briere is the speaker of Nia Ray, as he established with you a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
So effectively, because this guy is now like the definitive source for Nia Ray, it's really put a damper on everyone else who is now like an authoritative source. When Briere's saying, do things the Conclave way, follow our instruction, how do you, in good consciousness, a person who worships the same god, say to the person who speaks to that god that they're wrong? So as a result, like a lot of like the more traditional sects, the people that believe in sort of merging the traditions of the Asnan people with Nia Ray, all of these things that were common in slave rule are now becoming increasingly abandoned.
Well, that is unfortunate.
But you are able to get one piece of juicy gossip.
Goss.
So here it is. No one knows who the speaker of Kofin is.
No one has ever
Wait.
met the speaker of
That's weird.
Kofi.
Well, we know who that is.
It's just at one point the Sky Pope stopped being the speaker of Kofi, and then they didn't know what happened.
Right, that's the character from our previous campaign.
Can't
Jackson's
understand what you're
character.
saying.
Oh.
Well, Cal didn't know that.
Yeah.
And hey, Isaac didn't know that either. That's pretty funny.
They're trying not to
Um,
make a big deal about it, but you can tell that the Conclave is like really concerned about this because a part of their authority is like, oh, all the speakers belong to us, and it's like, well, all but one.
Okay, yeah, so they're concerned about that. Is that like a point of pride for anybody else in the world? Like any sort of competing I guess denomination? Is that they don't have exclusive control? Or is it
Well, Conclava Suncus does, but Conclava Suncus is also a heretical organization.
Everybody.
They were heretics before it was cool, and also they're responsible for everything that happened in Three Bridges. So it's up to you if you want to work with them, but yeah, they were involved.
interesting?
Anyways, all that aside, Vonari, day 3, not week 3.
I want to do the augury first.
Augury.
Is it a good idea to ask Ein for information? Specifically on aspects.
Wheel and woe.
Alright. Good enough for me. I'll do a sending to him, asking if he would like to meet to discuss various topics.
Very well. I decide I shall meet with you. Name the place in a subsequent sending.
Tomorrow, the Church of Alex at noon.
Noted.
And I'll tell the party if they want to talk to Ein, that would be the time and place.
Yeah, how often is the party meeting? Is it on a daily basis now?
I assume
Or are
we
you
tell people, unless
I'd,
you're
I'd at least stop by the church every day to see what Venari has found with Clairvoyance. Just like if anything important has come up.
I mean, this is perfect, right? We just ambush and kill Lion once they're in the church.
that is one option. But I've
We
got
could
2
use
more
them to get
spell slots, so I'm gonna
information.
do 2 more clairvoyances on the area.
Okay.
16's better.
16 is not quite the maximum roll here, but it is good. And in this case, what you are able to find out is incredibly useful, but maybe not necessarily what you want. You are able to see the person inside who everyone is talking to.
Exactly what I wanted.
You don't know where they come from or how they get there, but you see that this person is wearing a red preacher mask. They're incredibly tall, and they have this not a broadsword, like a bastard sword that they have. And they appear to be in like some sort of a discussion with the other giants. The giants tower over this person, but whenever they approach, there are 2 giants, by the way, in total. Whenever he approaches the giants, they immediately show deference and respect.
Yeah. So he is absolutely
It's
aspect of it.
to there.
Yeah, probably.
Would explain why we never hear from him. He just stays in there the whole time.
What is his game plan? Interesting.
Okay. Happy.
Happy for Zelbing.
Happy Fizzlebang.
All right. Let's
Happy
see.
Fizzlebang!
All right.
Kid mode!
All right. Okay. Is there anything here people would like me to do? Because if not, I'm probably just gonna make more camos.
Keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Just adds up, just so like there isn't something like better to do. There probably is. It's just I want to make these.
I mean, how do you normally prepare for a heist on something like a big temple that's in weird places like the sky?
Sure. I'm gonna make a camo of the sky temple. I don't even know what the sky temple.
Do you want to do that with me? We can work together. You can do the thing where you actually know how to craft, and I can do the thing where I gather all the information.
Yeah, okay, that sounds cool. If you can figure out what the temple looks like, what the texture is like, or like I guess it's probably all like granite, marble stuff.
I can gather all the what?
Information.
Okay.
You guys
Then I can-
information. Happy makes it.
Yeah, then I can make a camo suit on that. Maybe two, hopefully, and then we can both wear one.
And this is why wireless headsets are garbage.
For you.
Okay,
Alright.
so the plan is then.
I guess can I use my action after Isaac's?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well then, Wielder.
Yep. Another roll. I need a 15. Hey, 18.
All right, congratulations. You now know everything that you need to know in order to set up this new workshop and have it legally recognized.
All right.
Where's it supposed to be located? Oh, I see.
It's in Alancia.
Very close to the.
Is it labeled Forge? Is that? I think that's it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. The other one is just mislabeled now. Wheeler's Workshop. X Workshop.
Subpar Workshop.
Sellout Workshop. Capri's.
Did I buy it? Did I actually? I really wish D&D Beyond would add a gold history.
That would be nice. Especially when like your gold is like in platinum, and you go to take away gold, and it just takes away like whatever gold you have in a full amount. Or you're like, well, how much should I have? I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, or when the servers fuck up when you're trying to do it, and you can't remember what you initially had, so you have no idea. That happened to me, I think, twice last campaign. It's like, oh, I have no idea if I actually subtracted the gold. Because I don't know what I started with. I love the 1d4 after it. It says 204 d6. Now roll a d4. And add 4.
Okay, I can do the funeral rites, Happy.
Can you do Revivify on a red smear on the sidewalk?
Good question.
How would Revivify work on a Man of War? Because it looks like one animal.
Not restore any missing body parts. So if you're missing all your body parts, you're just shit out of luck.
SOL. All right. Now it's time for Isaac, who is going to make it happen.
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, I don't think I did spend gold yet on this place. I don't think I've actually subtracted it. Did I reach that point here? Or I've just gone through the paperwork to set up everything needed for the transaction.
Right, you've gone through the work.
God, this is just the exact kind of escapism from reality I need on my weekends.
Oh, you want to do more paperwork and busy work? I mean, you could hire someone else to do it. You didn't have to do it yourself.
That's
I-
true.
Downtime.
It's probably smart to
Who,
look at it.
who am I gonna get? That auctioneer guy from sessions 1 and 3.
Hey, it's me.
He was a sleazebag.
I think no, he was just. We just kind of jerked him around. He was a okay guy. We used him to set up a trap and didn't tell him about it. It was like, by the way, you're not getting paid.
Hey, I kind of resent you guys, but you're the only ones that accepted me.
Rip.
Rip.
Is that Damien talking?
It's
Rip.
me, the auctioneer.
No,
Oh,
he
that
had
guy.
he had a different voice. He was more like
No, this is the voice. I remember it very well. I'm the auctioneer.
yeah. There it is.
27.
There it is. You had to add that drawl into it. That's it.
I don't remember because it's almost a year ago, guys. Come on.
Was it really? Have we been playing
Imagine
this
not
game?
remembering that.
It was like-
SMH. Couldn't
we
be
started-
me.
We started playing like November, right? 2020, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. 38 episodes.
All right. So, anyways, Isaac.
Hi. I want to make a disguise with my disguise kit, and then I want to go into the conclave, and I want to go into the libraries.
Okay, go ahead and roll a disguise check with disadvantage because you're assuming.
So I can't look. So I want to look like an acolyte. Have I seen acolytes?
Yeah, you've
Is that-
seen acolytes. The reason why this is with disadvantage is because that's not necessarily the right thing to do.
Okay. So disguise kit is charisma.
Yeah, charisma I think is fine. Dexterity is also fine.
Okay, then I would. This is +3 because of my proficiency. It's 14.
Okay, and just roll a d20 again, I guess.
4. What's the D20 for?
You have disadvantage.
Right.
Okay,
Wait,
so that's an 11 then, because it was +3 -3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you make a passable acolyte disguise here.
Okay. Can I
Well, fool the
wander
people
into
with 10
the
wisdom.
tractor beam and go up?
Yeah, go ahead. You can go in. Go ahead and roll stealth charisma for hitman stealth.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, social security.
Yeah.
14.
14. You get a little bit of weird looks in this disguise because, like, what are you doing going in these areas? But you're confident enough that people are just largely willing to accept. You are able to map out the outer layer. And also, with this, I'll give you some additional information. Basically, there are 4 layers to the conclave city. And you are able to determine the outer layer safely. Getting into the deeper layers is more difficult.
What do you mean? There's like, what's more difficult about it?
They are more secure the deeper in you get.
So is it like guards checking IDs or something, or?
From going from the outer ring to the inner ring, yes, they start checking your IDs. However, you're able to freely move around the outer ring. You maybe get some weird looks for, like, what are you doing here? You're an acolyte. Get out of the forge, type thing.
Right. I guess all the libraries are deeper in.
How many rings are there? Is there 7 rings of hell?
No, there are 4 rings. So there's the inner circle, and then there's 3 rings out of it. There are libraries that you have access to, but it's not like the juicy stuff. This is just sort of general information.
What is the geometry of this island? Is it a semicircle, semisphere?
Yeah, so the island is like almost a perfect
And like
circle.
an onion. So it's an onion.
And then it's sort of like this. And then there's a tractor beam like directly underneath.
Oh, cone
pulls you
shaped. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like this.
Not spherical at the bottom. Okay.
However, the rings are on raised layers.
Oh,
Like
like
this.
a wedding cake. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
neat.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So that's basically how this island is set up, and at the very top layer is like where all the top brass are.
Neat.
By the way, the outer layer is referred to as Naos. The layer inside is Entelos.
Okay, I'm gonna like wander around looking like absent-minded and like cast dancing lights. So I look like I'm just like practicing cantrips, and then I'll mix in a mage hand and try to nab someone's ID, so I can determine the ID format and forge one later.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check on this one.
23.
23. You are able to successfully grab this off this guy. You realize that the way that these are set up is the IDs are arranged basically like a circle, and you can see based off like which ones are shaded in, which ones you're supposed to gain access to. This guy has access to Entelos.
This is the second ring.
Yep.
Does it have like a picture of him?
It does not. So this guy's name is Robert Vinquist.
Huh? I will give myself an enormous mustache and like try to wander through a checkpoint as Robert Vinquist.
Okay, Robert Vinquist. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What is Nutella? Hey, don't put Nutella here.
That's probably following the pattern. That's the name of the third ring, right?
Wait, but
It's,
the outer ring is called Extellus, right?
So Naos is the outer ring.
Okay.
Entelos is the first ring. Zabros, and then Zabros. Close.
And then Ni and Z Balros.
I think
Balros is the outer ring.
Nutella fit better.
I figured out the pattern.
Yeah, why not? It's Barros.
It is now.
I don't even care. I never said it anywhere else.
Whoa! I
It's
thought
Barros now.
that was canon. He said it so confidently.
It's canon now. I don't even care. Now it's Barros. What are you gonna do?
We'll never know.
I
the
just
original.
deleted the actual original name.
Based.
All right. So yeah, if you pretend to be Robert Vinquist, you can get into Entelos.
Okay. Are there libraries in Entelos?
There are libraries in Entelos, yes.
I need the good stuff, so I'll go and check.
Okay.
I'm looking for information like what it means for divine energy to be like coming from a god and like how that divine energy differs from other gods.
Okay, you're able to find basically like entry level. Think like not post-grad, but like undergrad studies on these things. And then like it tells you as you advance and start to learn more, there's more nuances which will be covered in like later books, essentially. That's the gist that you're able to get off this. But what you're able to find is that divine magic differs from all other types of magic because every other type of magic is coming from some sort of energy found throughout the world. Now, on the other hand, divine magic differs because it comes from a deity. Simple enough, but what makes it curious is where do the deities get their power? From this, the theory is that worship is what provides this power. However, what this book actually proposes is that the power is funneled through a single source, as the other deities, which have been referred to as heretical I can't say heretical deities. The heretical deities also have their power, and it is identical to the conclavist deities, just weaker in scope. But deities from outside of the material plane have a different type of energy.
Real.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's
I wonder if that would include Effie.
the deity
Yeah.
is like a lens that focuses the power.
That's correct, and they don't know what exactly the power is, but they do know it's different from the material plane to everywhere elsewhere.
You could refocus if you had another lens, you could change the nature of the energy by passing it through that lens.
Potentially. And this is where the other deities of the material plane come into play. Like, for example, someone like an Alex, someone like a Kratcha, that may not be like one of these main conclavist deities. They have the same type of power as all the other ones. But anyone who's been outside of the material plane knows of extraplanar deities. For example, one of them is Stefan, the first Phoenix.
Right.
Right, this is an entity that has a different type of power to the material plane deities.
Was Stefan divine then?
Stefan is divine. The cult of the first flame worshipped him.
Quick question. How does this... Of course I'm asking this out of character. How does this differentiate from, who is it, Effie?
Mm-hmm.
What was Effie's deal again? Because
She was
now,
a deity that came from somewhere else, not the material plane.
like, not just an extra plane, but like an extra universe, right?
Potentially.
An extra multiverse. That's what you told us?
I wouldn't go that far, but she's definitely like a deity from outside of the material plane.
But how is that different from these other extraplanar deities they're talking about in this book?
You will not find that information here.
That's not something that we can just know lore-wise?
No, because the revelation that Effie is not a Bustan deity is shocking.
I'm not asking this for in-character knowledge. This is for my own understanding of the universe here.
Oh, okay. Basically,
So there's material plane gods, which all have their one thing, and there's out of the material gods that have their own things. But then Effie is like a third category.
Unknown. You have no way of knowing right now.
Okay.
So if I wanted to transform the energy of the aspects to another pattern, away from the conclavist general energy that's given, do I have the information here I would need to do that?
Not here, but you get the sense that this is something vaguely related to something that the Conclave is aware of.
So I'd have to go... Do you think I'd have to go into Zelbros to get that, or would I have to go all the way into Barrows to get that kind of information?
It's unclear, but it's definitely not something you could find in Antelos.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I've done enough for a day or not, but I'll skulk around and try to get, like, more IDs. I guess it's gonna be hard to look like an idiot who's just practicing cantrips, so the deeper I go.
You're sort of taking creepy
Robert
today.
Vinquist, by the way, is a Templar.
Oh, good. What was that, Ryan?
I wasn't sure if you were concerned about taking up session time or something, because there are several people who've been working for this outcome for a long time. So there you go.
All right. I'll let you get one more roll to see if you can find another ID. So this would be a sleight of hand.
24.
All right, you get another ID.
Does this one go to Zelbros?
Nope, this one goes to Antelos as well.
Ah, heck.
This one says Jennifer Windchariot.
Okay. Jennifer Windchariots.
Quick question again. This is like different from standard D&D lore, like where the gods are all from like their own realm-ish kind of thing. Like that's the revelation here. That's that the material gods all draw their power from one source. Okay. All right. I am clear on that now.
What's the other ID say again?
Robert Vinquist.
They're probably going to like invalidate their IDs pretty soon, especially if they're Templars.
Jennifer Windchariot is not a Templar.
That's good. I'll ditch Vinquist's ID in like a potted plant or something then.
Okay. Happy, what did you want to do in response to this?
Oh my goodness. Wait,
Well-
is Isaac still going in deeper still? What's the
No,
plan?
I'll leave for the day. I have to come up with a better plan to get deeper.
That was sick. Just relay me information about like whenever you meet up with Happy, could you relay information? I don't know what role this would be to do it accurately about like what the walls were like, what coloring they were like.
Yeah, I mean, you
like
told me this
texture.
before, so I was looking for it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Make an investigation check of any, I guess, intelligence, investigation, charisma also works, but just investigation for me here, Isaac.
Investigation charisma.
Funny.
Good. Okay,
Finally a good
charisma
roll.
here is just sort of like you've talked your way around, chatted up people, whereas intelligence is more like you've analyzed it. So here you're able to get a picture of what's going on. The Zabros and Barrows areas are much better defended and funded by far, and Naos is like available to the public, but a lot of areas are off limits. You get the sense that Naos has poor security because people in Antelos say they don't even want to go down to Naos. They feel unsafe there. They hear worries of like pickpockets coming around, etc. Naos is sort of like this general area for people who are looking to join the conclave, and there is very much a holier than thou mentality in the conclave, to the point where the people in Antelos are like, those Naos scrubs, they can't even get up here. And then the Zabros people are like, oh, the Antelos people think they're so good because they passed one exam. In order to rise up the ranks, quite literally, you need to pass exams.
Oh,
This
well, I
is
could
what-
probably do that for legit, real easy, because I have expertise.
Well, are they written exams or exams where you have to actually do stuff? That's
It
different.
depends on like what tract you're in. So there's different like paths that you can take in the conclave, and all of the ID tags clearly delineate where you are. Like Robert Vinquist is a Templar, for example. Jennifer Windchariot is a scholar.
Let's see. I mean, that's a good path, but that's going to be like a long-term thing, like probably a week or two, multiple weeks to set that up, I'd imagine, right? Because you need to join, get the dates for the exams, maybe prepare for them.
Yeah,
I mean, we can still do that though. I mean, we're not
I could
exactly
probably sit them
pressed for time.
cold.
Better hope they don't make you write a thesis.
And also, you cannot get into Barrows unless you're personally invited.
Ah, fuck. Okay, so I'm hoping the information is in Zelbros then.
I mean, we have the codes. We can both go into Zelbrost and sneak into Barrows
So
together.
glad I understand the naming scheme. It makes it a lot easier to remember the names.
What
I
is
was
the name?
personally invited into
Tell you.
the Sky
Yep.
Temple.
Yep.
Was I
Kelso
invited
here-
into Barrows?
You were invited to meet with the Sky Pope, which would be in Barrows.
Oh,
And actually, that's a perfect segue. Happy, what did you want to do here? Just
see if I can make a camo for the floating palace city.
oh my god. Okay, go ahead and roll that one here.
Oh,
Also,
This
what
one's
is
going to
it
be a higher
called?
DC.
okay. Can I go to Wielder and get help from him?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm probably at the stone wall. Or isn't that where you're staying, anyways?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What would that entail exactly?
This will be 5d6.
Cool.
As you're working on this, you see Damien steps in. He's like, you guys all right?
Yeah, we're fine.
We're
Okay.
inventing, Damien.
Ooh.
We're inventing.
You want like a minor flaw or like 2 boons? A minor
Oh.
flaw and 2 boons, or just like a minor boon?
Minor flaw and 2 boons. Let's get it.
Okay.
Gonna be a major boon.
Yeah, so major boon and minor flaw, or
And I'll
just
I'll
minor
throw a
boon?
flash of genius in there, anyways, just to knock
Why
up the
not?
23, just for fun. Just
Just
put it
for
over
fun.
20.
This is by far the best suit that you've ever made, and with the help of Wielder, you're able to make this look extremely professional. The minor boon that this thing gets here is that it's especially smooth on your skin. Like it's just comfy to wear. It's
Nice.
a camo suit, but like
Ooh.
you can't
It's like
sleep
a
in it.
snuggie.
Yeah, it's sort of like pajamas.
It would be a snuggie. Like you've got the thing covering your whole body, and you can put your arms through.
I would just wear this all the
kind
time now. It's that comfy.
Yeah, kind of. It's really comfy, but it's like covered in like wall shingles and things like that. That mean if you like press yourself up against the wall, you look like you're part of the wall to like an outside observer. So you
Right.
can't really like casually wear it. But man, it's smooth.
Nice.
You have like if you're targeted by the sleep spell, the number rolled takes 2 HP off for each one that it does.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's
if you
just-
were to
you're so
sleep in
comfy
this,
in
it would be
there.
like a weighted blanket, basically.
Yeah. So like sleep spell does like double damage against you.
What's the flaw?
That's also the flaw, is that it's like just extremely comfy.
It's
Um,
that plane in
I thought there wasn't
Yeah.
a block. You canceled it
In-
with the other 6.
oh
Yeah, it was just
no,
a
he
one-
went major boon and then minor flaw. The minor
Oh.
flaw is that it's like almost too comfortable
What was-
to the
what was
point
that
where like you
plane-
don't want to like move around with it.
what was that plane called? The
That was
Law
Carceri,
Sigil.
and
It was Carceri?
Yeah, it was
the prison
Carceri.
plane. Okay.
Arcery.
It wasn't Sigil.
in Carceri, in Bustan, by the way, one of like the levels of Carceri, of which there were many, one of them was being monitored by an incredibly powerful daemon who was very polite and affable and told everyone to take it easy and relax. And if you let your guard down there, the plane would just sap away your will to continue fighting.
Yeah.
Because it covers for everything that you could possibly want. Why would you ever want to leave?
Yeah, Carceri was like a prison plane, and this level was like to keep them in. Like they just didn't want to leave because it was super comfortable there. Like the floor was like a memory foam mattress, and it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. This is nice.
If
I
I
thought that
keep
was really
going,
funny.
like it's super dangerous on either way, but here it's safe. But anyways, that's the minor flaw. Is like once you get like situated up, you're up against a wall. It's like, ooh, this is really comfy. Do I even want to move?
Nice.
It makes it like kind of upsetting to move away. It's like, oh man. If you're doing like a long stakeout mission, you might fall asleep. All right, Calcivir. Day 3.
Oh man. So they learned all this stuff about the center of the sky house.
Sky House.
I don't know. Nobody knows what it's called.
What, the floating citadel?
The Nutella cake.
Cerberus.
The Nutella cake.
Does the island have a name? Did I find that out?
Thank you, Fate, for inviting us to your famous Nutella cake.
Wait, it's a green onion. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's why I asked about if it was a sphere.
Oh, it's called the
Real
Ringed
quick.
Island, by the way.
It's
The
a
Ring City,
wedding
like-
cake in a champagne glass.
So I guess that I want to.
I'm thinking of Dark Souls. The Ring City.
Like, my only particular goal is to do stuff with the Conclave right now. Otherwise, do stuff with the party in regard to the Resistance, which I'm still in support of the Resistance, but there's still some disagreements about whether we join the Resistance.
I believe that on day 4 that there will be a meeting with the party.
Yeah.
So you want to investigate the conclave?
Right. But now Isaac has gotten a whole bunch of the Ringed City. Has gotten a bunch of information about that. So I guess I wanted to. When you said a meeting with the party, you meant like between the Resistance and the party, right?
Between the party and Ain.
And Ain. Oh, I see. Yeah. So I guess
Ain
I
or
want to talk
Ain?
with Isaac and happy about how they want to progress into the city, because I feel like Isaac wants to get into the libraries, and I want to get into some places, and Happy probably wants to come along. And I'm the one that can make that happen. I think I have at least an invite for myself, but I assume that I can bring at least one or two people along if I'm using Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
They might be able to officially bring us along too, if you want to try that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have an inn to Barrow, so you could potentially get past all these guards and then just use that as a way to let Isaac and Happy slip in.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so Isaac, Happy, that's how you want to go about this mission?
Well, we basically exhausted everything to do with Telos and Zabros. Did you go to Zabros at all, Isaac?
No, I didn't. I
No,
wasn't
they
getting
couldn't get into
Zilbros.
Zabros.
We could try that then, I guess. You can look into Zabros and then go into Baros after. So right before.
If I know about this, like, let me know like the day before. Like, is there time?
What involvement do you want to have in this?
Tomorrow,
I would
bear
like
in
to
mind.
infuse something upon Happy's armor.
Are you going to make it really shiny?
It would, like, if you're sneaking in, you're doing a stealth reconnaissance mission, right?
Right.
The best, like, it would, I don't know how much help it would be, but I could give you the armor of tools infusion, so you'd get more to like picking locks and stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah. Thank you. I guess like
What's your
bonus.
int? What's your int?
My int mod is 1 second. Screen is like half full, so I have to.
How long does that infusion last?
Int mod is +2.
Would it be possible
yeah.
to hand that over for the next few days in case we see an opportunity?
Yeah, it lasts until I put it onto something else. Yeah, it lasts forever, or until
Is
I
anyone
die.
able to polymorph? I can like ride in Cal's hood as a beetle or something.
So yeah, I'll spend the night infusing. What kind of armor do you have? Some kind of leather armor?
Yeah. 1 moment, I'll tell you the exact. I think it's. Where is it? Leather, exactly leather. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you took the studded leather that I used to be using.
Why wouldn't you use the camo cloak?
Yeah, if you have that, I'll take it. If I
You should take studded.
I thought you took it a long time ago.
It's
but
plus
yeah,
1 AC.
sure.
There's no reason not to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put the armor of tools infusion upon it. So you're going to get +2 to checks with your thieves tools. It's plus your int.
All right.
So I get plus my int to these tools rolls, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's. Right. I was just looking like, oh, what can I do with these infusions? I know. I usually use that just for crafting and stuff, but it specifically calls out thieves tools as an option.
Awesome.
Speaking of your crafting, I was wondering about the progress on the halberd.
Oh,
I can understand how maybe you're falling a bit behind because of the loss of your workshop. Maybe
I don't really have a place to do heavy work right now, but I am interested in making that. Once I officially get my new space up and running, I'll make sure I take care of it.
All right. Day 4 begins, and as part of day 4, Vonari is having a meeting with Ain. If anyone would like to join Vonari, that would be their turn.
Yeah,
with day 4.
I'll be there.
Bear in mind, after day 4 will be the day that theoretically someone would come by to submit a story.
Should we all go then, just in case? It is 9.
Yeah, I was thinking that I think the rest of the group should definitely be there. I was wondering, it might be an open question whether I should be there because of the aspect, and also sort of whether Wielder should be there, but in a different way.
Is this meeting you have in Baros scheduled? Like, do you have to be there today, or do you have just an open invitation?
It's an open invitation.
Okay.
Anyway, if there's no objections, I'll be showing up too.
I think
No,
we
I
should
think it's
all be
better
there if
if
possible.
you guys are there. Yeah.
All right. You guys show up to this meeting, and then 10 minutes later, Ein shows up, fashionably late. He is wearing, as usual, his preacher mask, his cape, and he just gently floats down to the ground in front of it, all by himself.
So, why have you called for this meeting?
I thought you might be interested in sharing information, trading, so that we might
I don't know.
better target your adversary to our mutual benefit.
Mutual benefit. What is this?
Something that helps both of us.
How does this help me? How does this help you?
Well, you are a rival of the other aspects, correct?
Yes.
You would benefit from them being removed, yes?
This is correct.
If you have information that allows us to go and remove them, that benefits you, correct?
I will not be satisfied with a victory such as this.
What would you be satisfied with?
Even if you were just verifying things?
Treachery, teamwork, anything of that sort. I fight alone, and I will win alone. I am greater than Nula.
That's a bold statement.
And I
You've
will
helped
do-
us before, though.
Have I?
Yeah, I believe when my workshop was attacked, you stopped them from getting into my basement.
But that was not for you. That was something that I'd worked out with Tvar.
Is
Why
Tavard
did
the
you
one
do that?
in East Shrike quarantine zone? I took a peek at him and he matches.
So you've met the man. Interesting.
No, we haven't met him. We'd be interested in talking with him, but it seems he doesn't really want to be contacted.
Tvar does not wish to be contacted. You are correct.
Do you know what he's up to in there? He seems to be helping the people within the quarantine zone.
Of course he would, the absolute softy.
He was very concerned about what was happening to them when they were removed.
Sounds like him, alright. No, I don't know exactly what he's up to. I don't keep tabs on my comrades, rivals. All that I seek is absolute victory and the absolution of my ideal.
What is that? What is your ideal?
I have told you.
Denial?
Oh,
I will destroy this society and everything that's there. This world is corrupt, and it must be destroyed so that we can build anew. I will commit whatever it takes to achieve my end goal. If at the end of it, I am hated by everyone, so be it. History will look back on me as a hero who did what had to be done.
Would there even be history?
A world that cannot survive something like what I have intended does not belong to survive, no?
We
That's a
deserve
very
or
naturalist way of saying things. You know, the strong survive type mentality.
well, you clearly hate corruption.
Yes.
What do you think about Jokwrub? You must hate him.
He is a schemer. He has no good that he can provide anything into the world.
He's been a thorn in our side for a while now.
there any reason why you don't make moves against him?
I promised Nula that I wouldn't.
Aren't
You seek to
greater than
destroy
him?
Nula, but you'll keep a promise to him?
Yes, that is correct.
Is it part of your code that you will keep a promise?
No matter what.
I give kind of like a nod of respect.
Now, is that directly, or does that also include indirectly? You seem
If
like
you
someone that
intend to make me perform something as some sort of a trick, don't ever imagine that. I will never become a treacherous person.
We're just looking for some information.
Information, is it? Well, I have nothing to offer you.
You seem like a smart enough person. I'm sure you have plenty of
Could
information.
you tell us, Tavar's domain?
Domain?
What's the word for it?
The nature of their aspect?
The aspect of dominance. The aspect of
dominance?
loss. The aspect of control.
Yeah,
Whatever
he
you
seems
wish
so-
to call it.
He seems so compassionate to those within the zone.
Are you speaking of the man in Shrike?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that not
He had a
Tavar?
preacher's mask and everything?
We're-
Perhaps I misunderstood your question. You are asking not of Nula, but of Tvar.
Tavar, yes.
My apologies. I will not be telling you this.
Okay. I mean, he seems to genuinely care about the well-being of the people within the zone, so... You're against the aspects. What do you think of Tavar?
There are few people in this world that I believe are good. He is one of them. On the other hand, his hands are so bloody. He's committed more atrocities than any of us. He's
he true?
remorseless.
Is he trying to achieve the same goal as you?
No,
A better world by any means?
he wishes to protect a small group of people.
A
He would-
smaller scale.
He would destroy the whole world to protect a town.
Of Shrike?
I've said too much.
Let's move on then. Do you plan to make any moves against Jokwrub?
I plan to make no moves on anyone. I will wait until the dust settles, and in the final reverie I will strike. I will defeat
That-
Nula. I will defeat you. And having defeated all of my enemies, I will take sole control of this, and I will use this power to enact my desire.
Is there anything you could use from us?
No.
Nothing at all?
If I rely on outside help, then I have not truly conquered the other ideologies.
Isn't true strength using others when you need it?
Absolutely not. True strength is the victory that comes when everyone beneath you is crushed. When you stand on top of a mountain of bodies and you look up to see the sun rise on a new day. That is what I want. Complete victory.
Well, not even the gods have managed that.
wish
Then I
could
will
think
become
of-
greater than the gods.
There's so much stuff running through my head right now. I really wish he wanted something from us, because I had an idea.
Well, what you want to do is you want to trick him to doing something and thinking it's his idea.
Because I think I'm pretty sure I know who Ein is. So, remember, how we're inside the church now, right?
This is outside the church.
Is he floating a bit, or is he on the ground, or?
He is just like hovering inches above the ground as usual.
Okay. Does his head come up above the windows, like to neck level?
Sure, why not?
We already know he's the chess player.
There's a reason.
Go.
Yeah. Just
Gods and Geist.
like does guys
Yeah, we already know that's him.
Daniel does
Yeah.
Zenigest?
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's the same height-ish.
Roughly, yes.
Okay. So if he wanted something from us, I was gonna say we could have a dragon chess match, but I don't think I want to even reveal that I figured that out. So he's totally solo. He's solo mode here.
He's being the
no interest in cooperation. I don't think let's not shoot him.
He's gonna be a vulture right at the end and try and snipe the win.
Yeah, he's biding his time.
But
I
also wants
really
to
like
trick.
this. Ein is cool. You were right that Ein is a really cool character. Like, I respect him. Like, he's not like a dick.
That's all
Like,
it
we gotta
takes. then.
stop. Like, he's been polite. He's polite.
Yes, and
Yeah,
he's like,
that's interesting in an antagonist character.
I mean, that's how you be evil and not get murdered.
Yeah. So you'll tell us nothing.
No, and I believe you should ask for nothing as well. Don't you wish to have a complete victory?
In a perfect world, yes, but that's the thing we can agree on is that this world is not perfect.
That's why you must become perfect, Wielder.
In what way? Embrace the aspect? I don't think so.
You must never lower yourselves to the world around you. You must never give in.
That is a
That's what
short-sighted
we
way.
do. We're fighting up against it.
It
I
is
think
a
we want the
short-sighted
same
way.
thing.
It
We
may
want the
be.
same thing, but our methods differ very much.
It might be just. Perhaps I am too idealistic. It doesn't matter. I would rather die than live in a world where I had to compromise my beliefs to get what I want.
I can respect that.
Well, that's just being stubborn and never changing.
And yet, I am willing to back up my own words with success.
You know what happens
I
when
do
something
not
doesn't
believe I
bend?
will fail.
It snaps. Your day will come too if you don't change with the world.
Why did you agree to this meeting? Just out of curiosity, what did you think we were calling you here for?
I don't know.
But you were willing to come anyways?
I suppose. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. Just trying to get a read on you.
I am not the type that would run and hide from my problems. If you wish to battle right now, I would destroy you in an instant, and I would take no pleasure in it. I wish to see you rise to the greatest heights that you have. If I can't defeat you at your best, I won't be completely satisfied.
Well, then we're at an impasse.
Well, it's always worth trying to open a dialogue.
We'd be willing to meet again if you do change your mind. You clearly know where to find us. Just next time, don't freeze the entire stone wall.
A necessary precaution, but very well.
And he walks up the steps to the temple to shake your hand.
I'll shake it.
His hand is weirdly slimy and clammy and cold.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% it's that guy.
Very well. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to our showdown.
Be seeing you.
And he hesitates in the air for a moment. He turns around to look at the group.
When it comes down to it, no matter how much it hurts, you must defeat the other aspects.
We will.
Promise me this.
He nods, then turns and flies away.
Wait, can you tell us one thing?
He's not going to tell us anything.
He flies away.
What a jerk.
What were you going to ask?
What happens if the aspects are killed versus not?
All right.
Well, I'm glad that we had the chance to meet this excellent person for the first time.
Yeah. Did we ever tell the? Because was it who was it? It was just Venari and I maybe Happy was there when. I've got his name's written down in my old notebook.
I already had written down that Ein was that guy. Like,
yeah, it was like 99% sure, but now I'm 100% sure. Grandmaster Dozani Mesht.
yeah.
Daniel Dozanigest.
Oh yeah, I have a question mark next to that because I didn't have the spelling just yet.
Yeah, I've got it in Faith Notes.
Yeah, Daniel Dubof's pretty cool.
God, he wouldn't even tell us fucking jack shit about Bar. We're never gonna learn his shit.
What? You already know where he is.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean, we don't know his aspect.
And it's woe to try to talk to him.
Here's what we do: we get that airship
Mm.
that Ari came on, Adrienne came on, and we hop on it and we drop down. We paratroop into the Shrike quarantine
Yeah,
zone.
and then he attacks us with himself and two ogre giant
No.
things.
Well,
Don't
it's
worry.
unclear what the woe is, just that it's woe, right?
Yeah.
We climb up to the top of the giant hand. I cast slow fall on us, and then we run as fast as we can, and we jump, and we slowly descend, and we land in the quarantine zone.
I feel like you could do that much more easily, like some other building.
So
Yeah.
what happens is we wait until like near the end of the campaign, right? Near the end of the campaign, like the dome, like the little walls that are not letting anyone leave, they slowly shrink and close in a random spot.
Well, you know, there's one
We're
way
all on
is you
a-
go through Shade Pool, pop out.
That's
Oh,
true.
That
Essentially.
is true.
All right, so everyone, that took up your morning, so you have very much less time. Is there anything you'd like to do as a plan?
Are you going to proceed with the infiltration of the ringed? What is it called?
Well,
The
tomorrow is
Ringed City?
Well,
Ring
tomorrow,
Ring
tomorrow's
Guy.
a
Island.
Slate Pool daily. Do we really want to start the Ring City? Yeah.
You want to? What do you
I
want
wanna
to do?
get this
Infiltrate it?
information.
Well, is there anything we could do about the Slate Pool daily now? Like maybe we can
Sabotage the printing press?
ahead of time.
Doctor
maybe.
the things that come in. That is something you could do.
Okay. As you guys are discussing this, a while later, you see the S team. I get. Oh, the S team. That's really cool because they're Saga and Sovereign. You guys are the A team.
Team.
Yeah, so the S team comes in and they look completely crestfallen. You can see Sovereign is just simmering with rage. Saga is like salty, but not quite as like upset about it as Sovereign is. But the two of
What's
them
going-
look really, really upset.
Any news from the Silver Shield?
What?
What?
Any news from the okay. I thought you said anus from the Silver Shield, not any news from the Silver Shield. And I was like briefly like, huh?
Anus doesn't get said
any-
enough in these campaigns.
Well, we are about to go to the Ringed City. Anyway, any news from? Wait, I was going to say the Ringed City. Any news from the Silver Shield?
You say this, but they ignore you. Saga just walks into the he like walks past into the building and he looks up at this like the statue of Alex as if in prayer, and Sovereign just hugs happy.
Something the matter? What's
Excuse
wrong?
me?
It's the I'm real sorry about this, everyone. I tried. I really did.
What?
I'm gonna need you to send in your badges. You guys have been suspended for a month.
For what?
Why? Because of what was written in a tabloid?
That I don't know. They said that they have more conclusive evidence that they won't be showing us, and that in a month you'll be reinstated. It's just a temporary thing.
This was the USSR.
And where did this come from?
The tribunal, all three of them, they called us in for a meeting as part of the regular thing.
And they never
The sil-
invited us to our own tribunal?
He shakes his head, and the Silver Shield's gone. They've left. They're not a house anymore.
Huh? That
What?
seems like big news.
What?
Can you repeat that? Did I miss something?
The Silver Shield, they said that they are seceding from Asmela and they're joining Brewy Scania. They've opened an embassy.
How do you even do that? I mean, it's
Where
not a
is the
blood
Silver
house.
Shield?
And so, to update this on the map, everybody,
Just the Silver Shield or all of stock?
the surrounding area of the Silver Shield has seceded.
The fuck? Pardon my
Which is-
language.
The waters.
Including this Drake here, which is now officially part of Brewy Scania, and therefore is like a huge bottleneck, which is screwed over the Drake network something fierce.
Wait, so they joined a different country?
That's correct.
Nice. Isn't Xenos Bruce Canyon? Trying to figure out if we care whether or not.
Xenos is Brewy Scanian, so is Percy, so is Dast.
Oh right,
Yeah,
the
I
DAS
wonder
guy.
if Dast.
I forgot about
Yeah,
him.
we
I
had
forgot
a
about the
fucking
Jaguars.
entire war with them.
Yes.
The other houses are just gonna be like, yeah, alright, you could just do this.
What are we gonna do to them? I mean, the Platinum Grimoire's in dire straits. I'm sure all y'all are aware. I mean, probably
Yeah,
could tell me more about it than I can.
You're saying the Silver Shield has enough military might to just be like, yeah, we're part of this other country now,
They're the second strongest.
and nobody
house.
can do anything about it?
If the Platinum Grimoire is in a weakened state, they might very well be the strongest house at this point.
And I mean,
He nods.
what resources is the city going to throw at it?
Let me make this clear. This is a military coup. If we fought them, it would have been civil war. Our army is basically the Platinum Grimoire, the Civil Shield, and the Bronze Gauntlet. It's either this or bloodshed, so we let them have it. And at the same time, they turned to us and they said, listen, we had some talks with the Conclave. There's a new Templar there who has conclusive evidence that you guys have done some incredible and dangerous things.
What, like take down two
Already been
aspects? Yeah, that's
through this.
incredibly dangerous.
What are you
I'm as-
hiring
mean,
us for?
I'm as upset as
we've
all
already
of you.
been through this with the creation of the miasma portals. That was attributed to us, and then we were cleared. And now a second allegation against us comes, and everyone believes it again.
I am going to give you a wisdom check here, Vonari,
Wait, was
because there's something that you would have remembered, I believe.
Someone on the inside.
it would just be
I'll give you.
Uh,
give you my. Oh, sorry.
I've got the two. I've got well rested an episode, so I'll give well rested
Okay,
inspiration.
go ahead and re-roll.
Ooh,
And add a flash of genius to that, so 22.
genius.
As like you're hearing this and like Sovereign's on the verge of tears, like just almost breaking down, but like holding it together, you focus in on some words that he said here. This new Templar came in and provided this evidence. New Templar. And then you remember Jokwrub is a new
Yeah.
Templar.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
And the more you listen to like what he's saying, the more his influence becomes apparent.
He's mind controlling people against us because he's not smart enough to actually take us down.
So why don't we just go kill Jokwrub, and then we'll get paid. We will get paid for killing Jokwrub, right?
If you have proof he's an aspect, I mean, Jokwrub, that's that author in the paper that wrote that thing about you guys. I remember I submitted a complaint to them. I was real mad, and I don't know what's gonna happen to this. Guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean...
Do we have someone in charge of PR here? Can we put out a press release?
Yeah, it's Blade Wraith.
oh
It
my
used to be
God.
Era, but
Let's have him put out a press release, flat out denying these allegations. And
alright.
let's actually go as far as to say that Jokwrub is an aspect with mind control powers.
Well, most people don't know about aspects, so that'll come
Okay,
up very,
then-
very badly. It's like,
Is
oh,
a-
we're not evil. He's just mind controlled. You think we're evil. Like, nobody will believe that.
Mind control is a thing. And
Why would
then-
nobody believe that magic is being used? It's a world with magic in it. You know all sorts of things about magic.
That's
We
still
can-
like a feeble and outlandish excuse.
Well, how do you prove it?
He associated with he provided the army that caused the damage in Arendelle. He was an associate with the person who blew up the Drake network.
Saga steps out, and who are they going to believe?
The guy who can mind control them, or the people who are just like
It-
putting in a newspaper that no.
At least we're putting our story out there.
The
He
disgraced
hasn't mind
former...
controlled everywhere.
Listen, if we come out and say that he's mind controlling people, that he's lying to everyone, first of all, we're going up against the Conclave with that. Secondly, we've already had to dismiss you with dishonor for a month. You've been suspended. Now what? If we put this out now, what does it look like? It looks like we're sore losers making up accusations about him.
So he's doing the same thing to us.
He's successful. The damage has been done. For some reason, the Tritons decided to believe this person.
They were probably mind controlled.
Why do you think putting out a press release will help? A press release doesn't beat
Just-
mind control.
Just to have our story out there so it doesn't look like we are doing nothing. Like they said nothing against it, therefore it must be true.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that logic's not going into anyone's mind. They're all being mind controlled.
Not everyone's mind controlled. This
Not
is a
everyone in
big
the
city.
Yeah. It's just we think a few people in power are being mind controlled, right?
Look,
Yeah.
you've got to be careful. If you want to say you're innocent, that's fine, but don't come after Jokwrub with these.
Right. All right, we won't mention him by name. We won't mention the mind control, but we can say that the allegations are false. That we are being framed,
Slandered.
set up, and that our achievements are being stolen and repurposed by
They
a
just
third
take
party.
every point that they have and write out the full story as we know it.
And in this moment, as you're looking around, you can see out of the corner of your eyes, Vonari, that you are being watched by the preacher's children.
Huh.
Like, would any of us notice that? Like, what are they doing up in the? Are they like?
They're like hiding, like in alleyways and stuff like this, just peeking out of the corner.
We're
Vonari's
not
got
in the stone wall. Aren't we in the stone wall though?
Yeah, you're sorry, you're outside of the stone wall at this point, right? Because you're outside of the Church of Alex. What am I saying? I've completely lost the scene. You're outside of the Church of Alex. You were discussing this, then they came by to meet you guys.
They came to the church.
Yep, they came to the
Okay.
church.
Yeah, they were looking at the
That's-
statue and everything.
Mhm.
I was wondering why there was a statue of Alex in this.
So what do you want us to do? Just disband for a month, or do you want us to like work in secret, or what?
No, listen, it's not like we had a lot to pay you before. Keep working. Just don't. You have no authority anymore for the next month or so.
What's the odds that doesn't get extended?
I don't know, but
Nobody.
Jo-
we
if
We never had-
Jokwrub is behind this, you have to stop Jokwrub.
never had authority before. Nobody ever listens to us.
Things are going to get worse if this is really what Jokwrub is trying to do. He's not going to stop at this.
Then yeah, well, let's just go find him and kill him to death, and eat his soul or whatever, get the aspects, and then we can mind control people to believe us.
Or just cancel the mind control. Let people think
Saga-
critically again.
Saga's like nodding, and the entire time he's just staring at Sovereign, who is beside himself with grief.
Don't worry, guys. We'll still work as a team. It's all right if we're disbanded. It's just an official thing. It's not like we're still doing our job to the same
We're gonna have-
efficiency.
It's gonna be harder to get into places. I
we
might
can
still
do-
have some sway as project lead at the Mercury Mortar, but that's only gonna go so far.
Well, yeah, we could just get Percy to make us high up Harmony Patrol people for a month. It's not a big deal. I think he owes us at this point, anyways.
We're gonna discuss this. We should go inside. The preacher's watching.
Yeah. All right, let's go inside.
Flip over the "We're closed" sign in the door.
Yeah,
Are you
guys
doing
wanna go?
these? Are you doing those little trills yourself in the back of this music?
Yes.
I won't say. What
Uh,
I will say, however, is as you enter in, you see that there is a strange symbol that's been graffitied on the inside of the church.
So that's not a good sign.
do I recognize it?
It looks like a bunny rabbit.
What the
Huh.
fuck does
Okay.
a rabbit mean?
Dude, when's the last time we contacted Ira? Can someone send a sending to her? Is she okay? Because, I mean, the last time we've seen a rabbit of note was the jackrabbit, right? And Three Bridges. So we should probably... It might be, like, literally a cue that he's
I
done
wrote a letter
something.
to her, and she didn't write back. But I think that might have been like a meta thing. Where
Could you send a sending to Ira just to see if she's okay?
I can, yeah.
That's because that's literally the only thing rabbits mean to me at all. I don't think I've ever seen a rabbit in real life. until we saw a demon nightmare rabbit.
He could also just straight up be trolling us too.
I think he's just really dumb.
How dumb is he though? He's succeeded at everything he's tried so far.
Well, he needed
Because
so much
he's got cheat mode on. He's like, I mean, you don't have to be smart when you can make people agree with you. You don't have
Also,
to prove a point ever.
Fim did a lot of the heavy lifting for him. He got him into like a position in the conclave and stuff.
Hog, would you say it's been 2 weeks since I bought the Pot of Awakenings?
Yeah, it has.
They've been sitting in the church, and I asked them if they saw who did the graffiti.
What was the noise?
Because they become awakened shrubs, which I think... oh, I can use telepathy to talk with them. That's what it was.
I was gonna cast comprehend language.
What's this?
Is
Who's
it
making this noise?
I'm still gonna.
There's like a potted plant that like jumps out and salutes and starts making these noises.
I'm gonna cast comprehend language. I'm gonna tap my helmet.
Okay, when you tap the helmet.
Yes, I saw this person come in. It was a satyr. Beep beep. Satyr. Beep beep.
The satyr came in. They saw a
Johnny.
satyr.
Why did they beep?
Beep beep beep. Satyr.
What did the satyr look like?
It was Jokwrub. He's got some
He did it himself.
fascination with rabbits. In like the 5 minutes or 10 minutes we were outside talking, he snuck into the church and spray painted a rabbit.
I mean, he might have done it while we were gone.
Yeah.
Well, no, because didn't talking to Saga and Sovereign happen like right after we talked
This
to
was
Hein?
yesterday. Yesterday night.
There you go.
Hmm.
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Oh, because we never went inside when we talked to Hein.
Right, yeah, we were saying it
Okay.
explicitly. Yeah, I'll send a sending to Ira and ask if he knows anything about rabbits or why they'd be used as a threat to us.
Or if she's just ask if she's okay as well.
And if she's okay.
Yura would respond that she's fine and doesn't know what rabbits have to do with anything.
Okay.
And also wonder how you're doing this and that this is so cool.
Okay, that's definitely your.
The 3rd level spell.
Alright, that's good. Okay, I don't know what rabbits mean then.
Wait, so Ira hasn't leveled up at all, even though she's in school?
She's not gonna level up that fast in school. Come on now.
We're like literally fighting
Yeah.
the preachers, lieutenants. You can't get
I
stronger.
could do a sending to Jokwrub and ask. Like, hey, what
Yeah, what's with the rabbits?
Send a sending to Jokwrub. Speak
Yeah.
in like a different voice. Boss, what's the significance of the rabbit? See if he falls for that.
I think the spell calls out that they know who's sending it
Rip.
if they know the person.
You can make a bluff check and try to convince them that you've hacked.
It says it sends
into
messages. It
the
doesn't say it's like
thing.
voice or whatever. It's just understanding.
All right. Do you mind telling me what's happening? I'm kind of out of the loop here. I don't really know what's happening myself.
Oh, Jokwrub can mind control people, so he's doing this whole like
Right.
public relations thing where he became a Templar by mind controlling everyone in the conclave. He has one of the Episcopatuses under his control. He did it to me once. It's pretty bad. So we're gonna go kill him.
Okay. Just try not to cause too much of a scene until the month is over, and then I think we'll be fine.
Oh, there's gonna be an enormous scene,
Optimistic.
but luckily I will not be spotted there because, you know.
They want to do something the next month, and that's to delay us.
Okay. So, do you guys want to then plan an ambush here? Is that the idea?
We want to follow him back to his house, I think, so that we can kill him at his house.
Alright.
Jockey Rubby. Following him.
Are we doing this
For
today?
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Alright.
we're gonna follow Jockey Rubby from the printing press to his house. That's the plan, and then jump
Maybe
on
I
his house.
shouldn't do any sendings to him. We don't want to tip him off at all.
Wait,
Yeah.
you want just me and Happy to be following him, and then like you guys send us up like half an hour, I can tell you where we are.
We have
You
to,
have
like,
a sending stone, right?
Yeah.
We do have a
That could be
so-
your signal for if you need us or not.
Yeah.
Would you do that today or tomorrow?
This would be tomorrow.
It's going.
Because
Okay.
tomorrow is when he's going to the printing press, presumably, if he's printing something else. We don't know if he's actually writing anything.
Then I can't. I'll make sure to prepare invisibility.
Yeah, I also have the dust of invisibility, so if me and Isaac get caught, I could just throw that on the ground. We could run away.
How long does that last?
2d4 minutes. So in a
Wow.
big city, plenty of time
It
for us to
makes you invisible. Wasn't that the one that like just erases tracks?
Found in a small packet, this powder resembles very fine sand. There is enough of it for one use. When you use an action to throw the dust in the air, you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Does anyone else have invisibility
It's only
as a
uncommon.
spell?
I might buy more later. Actually, if we're dealing with Jokwrub, if we think we're going to deal with Jokwrub tomorrow, if there's anything you guys want to buy from Dick's item shop, now's the time, right? Because it was after the next aspect that we were told was going to shut down.
Fenari, you have enhanceability, correct? That's what
I
we
can
did.
prepare, yeah.
That's what we did infiltrating Fim's workshop, right? Because we
Yeah.
stacked invisibility and enhanceability. Yeah, invisibility lasts an hour.
Yo, Jazz, that roll is sick. How did you do
That's
that?
pretty good.
It's a nice number, yeah. Nice
666.
What are the odds of that? It's so high.
Oh, it was like 1 in 69,420.
True.
Yeah, well, like, what percentage is that? I can't do that math in my head.
Oh, it's like
It's like rolling an
1
18 or a
over
19.
69420.
Well, there's two things we do. We'd basically be ambushing him in like broad fucking daylight in the middle of the city. Or you can try to intercept what he gives them and doctor it to make him look like an idiot. Or worse, or us better. Before it goes
Or
to...
sabotage their printing press.
Well, then they can't print anything, but wouldn't it be better to turn his propaganda into propaganda in favor of us?
It would, but how does that work? Like,
You replace what he gives them with something similar but doctored.
Okay.
With details changed in our favor.
Do I know the technology used to mass print paper things
Yeah.
in this world? Is it a printing press, like where you put like tiles in, and then you press it down onto the paper individually?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say for this to make things a little bit easier here. For all of you guys, let's handle this like Blades does these missions. So in Blades in the Dark, there's a flashback mechanic. So here we can just focus on the action, and if you need to like retroactively have planned something like, yeah, we've got a printing press, we can use flashbacks and stuff like that.
Well, I'd just be like, you just doctor the copy he gives them, which
Yeah,
is their
exactly.
Wait, I thought we were just following him back to his house so we can murder him.
I mean, we can
If
also
that's the
do
plan, then that's also the plan. But if you guys are planning like some sort of a heist where you're going to like take the stuff, doctor a copy, and then bring it back in, then rather than trying to figure all this out and like work on the mechanics,
or instead of like taking it away, doctoring it, and bringing it back, we should have it prepared beforehand and make a swap.
We could
okay.
do that.
I mean, you could. It would just be radically different from.
No matter what, step one is always going to be Isaac and Happy are just investigating this guy.
Right, because we don't even know Jokwrub will show up himself. It might be someone else. In which case, then the doctor plan becomes better. If he shows up himself, then we can follow him.
Yep. Okay, so Happy, you are always going to be able to stealth in Sordus Meadows.
Yep, I believe so.
Are we doing like the scouting today?
This would be the next day.
Okay. Let me prepare my spells.
Yeah, let me change.
Do I have a better infusion I can give you? No, Armor of Tools is still gonna work. It's like, what if they like lock it away? Okay, yeah. Give me a few
I
minutes.
didn't do an
just to
augury
move these-
today.
But I should still keep some spells for combat if it gets to that, right?
I don't know. What was the augury you wanted to do?
Thinking.
Figure out whether it would be a good idea to kill Jokwrub before the month is up, or if it would cause too much damage and we'd get yelled at.
I wouldn't say kill. Let's say like defeat Jokwrub.
Is that what you're asking with augury?
Yes.
Is it a good idea to defeat Jokwrub before the end of the month?
Yeah.
Wheel.
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, no surprise there.
It's probably because I don't know who said it, but I think they nailed it and said they're planning on doing something in this next month.
Yeah.
And they need us out of the way. Let's see.
So if we can target him and doctor the things, discredit him at the same time, boy, we look good.
I could probably get rid of identify. Long Strider could be helpful for you. I'll prepare Long Strider. I think I'll get rid of blur, put up invisibility.
Like enhance.
Isn't there a spell that changes text on paper?
Don't know. And that would be a very specific spell, wouldn't it?
There absolutely is. I don't know which one it is, but I know that there are spells that do that.
Yeah.
Not going to be divine, that's for sure.
What else? Not
Let's see.
enhanceability, because if Nari's going to do that.
Yeah, plus we want to split our concentration.
Yeah, so it lasts for 10 days, and it's a bard, warlock, and wizard spell.
What spell is this again?
Illusory
yeah,
script.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
You can write things.
Can any of us cast that? I don't think so.
No.
Illusory script? I could if I level up.
It's not very
Probably.
useful in this case, actually. It kind of is.
Well, the
So
original...
you can make the writing to be an entirely different message, and then like hide it out so that everyone else can see the original one. So you just basically copy his message down so that you guys can see what the real thing was, but then everyone else sees like the fake one.
Right.
I have a sample of Jokwrub's handwriting from that note he left me. I can use a forgery kit, and we can plan out the message ahead of time, and then swap it out. We can Happy and Isaac can find where like the script is, the outline of the whole thing, and then they can discreetly swap it out.
I agree.
What is it? We're already suspended for a month. Like, why would we care about whatever? Let's just go
if it
kill
discredits
Jokwrub.
them, we can get restored earlier.
Well, like we want to.
Why not both?
Sure. Yeah, exactly. We can get rid of Jokwrub, but if we only did that, whatever libel he's spreading is just going to get published anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna stop because he's dead. Like he's doing this in more than one newspaper. Like
it'll stop.
If we kill him, this is still going to go out tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay,
there's
but
still
like,
gonna be,
so
he's doing this in like more than one newspaper.
The
Like,
point is,
there's
we want it to look good when
dozens
we
of
do
these.
defeat him, so we can drag him out and show
Yes.
what happened.
Does he do this one more than one newspaper? Oh, he's
Nope.
gonna do this.
No,
with
it's just
multiple
this
issues.
one.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's just this one.
It's all printed in a central area. So if we can change what's going to be written.
Yeah, basically change the manuscript and then at the same time also track down where he
Take him
lives
out.
and then take him out. That's the idea.
how do we do
Yeah.
that at the same time? Like if we're busy like messing with things.
We're gonna have a very short window, I suspect. We're gonna have to
I think-
go
We
in,
got 2
take
days,
it,
essentially.
switch
I
it.
think Happy is going to go in and like swap the manuscript, right? Like that sounds like Happy.
And then we can have
Yeah.
Isaac follow. Yeah.
Isaac follow and report where he goes. Because Isaac can follow him pretty much anywhere, just changing.
I can go twice as fast as him.
And that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go twice as fast and then you half speed because of stealth, and then you're stealth all the time, but still just as fast as he is.
Yeah.
Hold
I,
on.
I
Like
like this plan.
too.
And the rest of us
I
are
mean,
on
like look at
standby.
allies
dude.
and change who I am.
That's actually so OP. What the hell?
I'm
Just
gonna
permanent stealth in the city.
I'll wear the amulet of non-detection as well while I'm doing
Good
this.
idea.
Okay.
And I'll dress up like a
Who's-
random townsperson.
Who's swapping it in and out?
Me, I believe.
Okay.
I think Happy is better at it, right?
All right. How does this combo sound? I can give you Long Strider, which is not concentration. I can give you invisibility for an hour. You'll have the Armor of Tools, which will help if you need to pick a lock.
I can do
So
invisibility.
how about this? Maybe give the invisibility to Isaac then, because he's going to be following in a big city.
He doesn't need to because he can blend in, right?
Yeah.
Through. Okay, yeah, all right.
But you're
Yeah, I've
going to
been
be
here for a
going
while.
into a place.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
And
We'll
then you'll
pile the
also
buffs
have
on you.
enhanceability on dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay, so enhanceability just gives me another modifier. Is that how that works?
It's
It's
advantage
advantage.
on dex checks, but don't you already have that with stealth?
Just stealth. I have it with stealth, but not sleight of hand and other
Yeah,
stuff.
sleight of hand. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a good combo.
And is it all stealth or is it just like move silently? Like,
It's both sight and
Okay, that's good.
silently because I have the boots as well.
then yeah, it would be more useful for the sleight of hand.
Cool.
Okay. So there's two parts to this here. There's going to be the part where Happy's going in with all this, and then the other part is where Isaac is following Jokwrub after he completes the send off. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool. All right. So
and
the
so
rogues.
tonight we've got to write the manuscript we want.
Yeah. You guys can work on that after the session. If you have anything in particular you'd like to write.
We'll just do like point form because we're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to write a newspaper.
So, then, on the day of, at Slaypool Daily, our rogues are sneaking. Both of you guys, please give me stealth checks.
All right. So beforehand, I give Happy Long Strider, increases your base movement speed by 10, and I give you invisibility for an hour. And I believe
And then I'll give you enhanceability. for that.
Venari is going to give you Dex advantage.
16.
Oh,
Okay.
I cast this at a 3rd level. I can get it to you, both of you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So you'll both get it on Dex for an hour.
22.
And invisibility is plus
You're
10
invisible.
in sneak, or just
No. You're just invisible in this edition, I think.
Well,
Yeah. It's a condition. Let's see. Impossible to see. For the purpose of hiding, you're heavily obscured. And then the other thing is about combat.
cool.
Okay.
So he probably has a higher DC to see like disadvantage or something, but it depends on the person.
Well, I'm glad you guys had advantage because
You see, coming from the north, Jokwrub is carrying like this manuscript, and he's walking like really pompously. He's got one of his hands in his pocket, the other's holding the manuscript, and he's like just really proud, full of himself, like leaning back. He steps up to there, and he begins to speak to a person at the press. I think you will find that this is quite illumination. Here you go. I'm proud of this one.
white aluminum.
What a guy.
Yes, this is quite good work. Don't even worry about proofreading it. You know that this is good stuff. Just put it up on the front page. And then the person just starts nodding their heads
Oh,
along.
he's doing his army thing.
Can I cast Long Strider at 2nd level and give it to Isaac as well?
Sure.
I forgot I could do that.
All right. He hands this off, and the person just like is sort of dazed, and they agree to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, who would like to go first on their stealth mission?
1 or 2, Tim. What number?
2.
All right, there you go. You're going first.
Okay.
All right. Isaac, he is heading to the north of Sordus Meadows. Go ahead and roll another stealth check. You have advantage to sneak up on him.
Okay, so we're on this little islandy thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I closed my character sheet for some reason, so I have to open it again. 18.
18.
Well, he probably has good wisdom because he's a druid.
Jokwrub suddenly stops being so cautious and he starts looking over his shoulders more. He knows he's being followed, but he hasn't sussed you out yet.
Hey.
Proceed.
I mean, are we? Is it too late to?
Right now, he's at the
go in?
north of Swords Meadows. It's too late. He already has advantage, right? Like, you
Yeah,
can't.
You can't actually.
I'm wondering if I can like spider climb myself and like. Well, he's gonna take the Drake, right? He's headed towards the Drake.
He's heading towards the Drake.
Okay. I probably can't cling to the other side of the Drake. Well, no, they go through tunnels. I can cling to the other side of the Drake.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I'm gonna go ahead and like try to get in position to see which Drake he's taking, but I'll be like underneath, and then when he gets into the Drake that he's taking, I'm gonna cast Spider Climb and hold on to the bottom of the Drake.
Nice. That's
That is
so cool.
so cool. That is so cool. All right, yeah, absolutely, you can do that.
What do I need to roll for that? Also, how long did Drakes take to move?
Drakes, they don't take that long to move. Like, they
Okay.
don't wait very long. That's why people like wait out in front of the Drakes, because you don't want to miss your chance.
So the hour duration is not a problem on Spider Climb?
Not a problem, no.
Okay. What do I need to roll to like do this?
Go ahead and give me another stealth check on this one here.
19, 14, 19.
Okay, you are kind of opposing Jokwrub, but primarily you're trying to avoid being seen by the actual employees there, right?
Question: wouldn't the first
Yeah.
stealth have been against his passive because he wouldn't be actively looking?
It probably means
That's
he has at
true.
least 24 or 26 wisdom.
Who knows? Okay, Jokwrub does not notice that you are following him onto the station, but I will roll this one in the open because this one doesn't matter. Here is, do the station people notice? All right. Jokwrub is on the Drake.
Someone
Okay.
give an inspiration to give that a disadvantage. Someone
I
who
can
has
do
both
that.
their inspirations still.
What's that? What's that, Matt? Matt said he'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll use my wand.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, Jazz will do it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the guy looks like he's like sussed you out as you like sneak past him into the employees area, but suddenly turns to deal with a customer at the last possible second. So you're able to just sneak into the employees area where like they feed the drakes and everything, and you're able to get onto the track underneath where like the drakes are like kept and maintained, and are able to spider climb onto the bottom of the drake.
Hey. Meow.
Aw, that's my
So
little
which Drake is he
cat.
taking? Which?
He's taking the eastern, and he's taking it to the northeast.
Okay, so he's going to this one, to the yellow place. Oh, okay.
Yep, and he's then further going here.
Okay.
And by the time like your spider climb's about to like run out here, he starts turning and heading towards the city.
Hey.
Go ahead and roll to follow him. He's going to be somewhere in this area here.
Cashew.
I'll change my face again too, so it's not the same person.
Cool, cool. Final stealth check.
20,
Roll again. You have advantage. You might get it.
26.
Nice.
All right, you succeed. I can tell you that for sure. You're
Okay,
able
so he
to
has-
find his house is right here,
Okay.
and he actually has a house, but he lives alone. It's like a really cheap-looking house in Marianne.
Okay. I'll send a sending with just the address to the
Meanwhile-
person who's on the other side of the rock.
Bingo.
Meanwhile, Happy.
All right. Gonna try to sneak around, get into that booth where that receptionist was.
Okay, so you're sneaking into like the building itself, or are you going into the booth where people put their submissions?
The booth where they put their submissions. Well, do I know what you did with the submission? Did you just put it on a pile, or?
She took it and she has a pile, but she's still working there because they're still accepting submissions.
All right. I'm gonna get into that booth and just wait until the right moment to pounce and switch them.
Okay, so you're going to sneak into the building, then go around to the booth that's facing outwards where she's working from. Because the booth is attached to the building, right? It just
Yeah, that
has
makes
sort of
sense.
like a little slot open so that you can greet people and take their stuff. So you sneak into the building, you go around, and you hide in the booth behind her where
Yep.
she's not looking.
And I'm just gonna keep note of where on the stack it is. Like if it's at the top, I'm just gonna remember where it is and just like wait for the right moment to switch them out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth to see if you can get into the building first.
Uh-oh.
How does this work? Because invisibility
You can't be seen, and your
totally
boots say you make
negates
no
sight.
sound. So
and the boots say no sound.
Well, for the purposes of sound, they say I think they say I make no sound, but for those purposes, they also iterate that it just means advantage to it.
fucking.
Because then would that also? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Let me see.
Well,
No, it
Oh,
does
because
say...
no, that makes
It does
sense.
say...
Because you can hit stuff with your feet and things like
Yeah.
that.
No, it says you also have advantage on dexterity stealth. So in addition to you get advantage. So yeah, you would just not have to make this check.
I think this is basically just a roll to make sure you don't like knock a coffee mug off a table.
Yeah, basically. But go ahead and roll sleight of hand, actually. Just disregard that stealth check.
Don't forget to add +2 to this.
Just sleight of hand. Okay.
Yeah, because you got
sleight
the
of
armor of tools on.
Oh, but this isn't okay. But also, it's advantage because the
Oh,
dex.
no.
right?
Not +2. That is my
Yeah.
bad.
It's an advantage though.
Yeah, you're just basically trying to like swipe the thing.
Oof.
Oh god. Right, you can have my.
No, you
wait, I
can't.
can't.
Yeah, it's already
It's only
advantage.
advantage.
All right, let's see if they catch you here.
Let's see if the peasant can notice.
We can give them disadvantage.
That we
True.
can't do. Yeah.
They
Oh,
don't clock you. You are like really clumsy. You're like reaching over and you nudge like the chair just a little bit as you reach over. You grab the third from the top and you pull it out and you scoop it.
the cat gives a triumphant.
He's just
Now-
jumped up onto my bed.
Make a subsequent sleight of hand to put your replacement in.
All right. This time,
got this.
no messing
Now
around.
you're rolling
This-
20.
Yeah, for sure. Look at that.
Hooray.
25.
13 gang stand up.
25 like savage.
Okay. Beautiful stuff. You're able to swap it, and you're able to just slide out of the building invisibly, no problem. You have Jokwrub's copy of the paper, and it reads, "Menaces dethroned, thanks to the true throne."
Ooh. Menace is dethroned thanks to the
Gee.
true throne. Bars.
What's the headline on it? Is it still Jokwrub?
It's still Jokwrub.
Yeah.
And essentially the text of this is talking about how basically the royalty have decided that like Jokwrub's telling the truth and they've removed them from power, so don't worry about it. The rising have been taken away temporarily, and they describe the atrocity of Arendelle.
Happened
And-
in Arendelle.
Well, you know what happened in Arendelle. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
explosions.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about how basically Sovereign came to like come in and clean everything up, and Jokwrub proposes that this was to remove the evidence that they were involved with explosions, and then later went on to connect this to like the underground tunnels, saying, "Yep, it's very well established that these people use explosives, and I have proof that they have the same explosives used on it."
Oh, because you stole them from Wielder.
And then he writes, "I was able to disclose the information that they have the exact same explosives used in the tunnel, and the royalty agreed with me and have temporarily removed their power while they investigate further."
Also, people don't know that the power's been removed yet. This doesn't get published, I guess.
That's correct.
Cool. That means next time we're gonna ambush his little fucking pad, our doctored version of the story will go out.
And we'll blow up
And
his home.
he will
kill him
be
to
suddenly missing to not be able to correct it or even see that it happened because he'll be stuck in Shade Pool.
People will think they just
recovering.
ran away. People think he just ran away, depending on what we write in that doctored version.
And you can see now, as you're like looking at this building, that Jokwrub is going downstairs into like some sort of a downstairs basement area, Isaac.
Wait, sorry, I'm following him into a basement?
No, he's gone down. You followed him
okay.
to his house, and he's now going
You
downstairs.
just know there's more underneath the shack.
Okay. Well,
So,
if I go in
it's-
there, he'll probably blow me up like Fem. This might be connected
Sounds
to...
like he
Can
gave
I,
the
like,
bombs
look in the
to-
windows? If I know he's downstairs, can I, like, look in the windows to make sure that this is something... Like, this is actually an inhabited house and not just a waypoint for tunnels?
You cannot. You're looking at him going downstairs from the window, but basically looking in the window, you can only see that there's a downstairs area, not where the downstairs actually leads.
No, I don't want to see where the downstairs leads. I want to see in the upstairs. Is it an inhabited house?
Oh yeah, this is like an actual house. There's like there's a stove, there's furniture.
It's not, like, covered in dust or anything?
No, it seems like it's relatively well inhabited here. It's not like very well lived in though, but it is a house.
Okay, so it's likely that Jokwrub actually lives here, and it's not just like... It's not like the Feather Step where we have entrances going to other places and we don't actually care about the entrances.
Unclear. You'd have to go inside to investigate further. But it does seem like a house.
Can I give it, like, 5 minutes? I don't know how long I have on the dex thing. I think I have, like, no time.
You have like
Would have run
10
out
minutes.
before your spider climb.
Yeah. Ooh. Can I spider climb up? If that's still running, can I go down the chimney, or is there a fire in the chimney?
There's not a fire in the chimney, but there is a chimney.
Alright, I'm gonna poke down the chimney and, like, poke my head through so I can see, like, more of the building without opening any doors or anything.
Okay, make a stealth check here. This area does not have... there you go. This area does
Nice.
not have a lot of doors in it. It's very open concept, or maybe just very he can't afford doors. There's the outside door, and then there's a lot of basically like archways that he goes through. And if you walk around here, there is a door leading to the downstairs, but it's been left open, and there's some creaky looking wooden stairs that go all the way down. There is
Yeah.
an actual honest to goodness basement. And Isaac, make a perception check for me, please.
16. Wow, fuck.
Nice.
And there's a blood stain on the bottom step.
That's
Oh, so a trap, probably.
Unclear.
A nail in the stairs, like all
that's where he
around.
brings people.
I won't go down there, but can I check the kitchen? The pantry specifically. Is there, like, perishable food?
Inside, like so there's a pantry with like regular perishable food. There's also sort of a fantasy fridge they use. I forget what it's called, but there's a type of fungus or something. I think it's a mold that makes... What's it called? The mold that makes things cold. The cold mold. What's it called?
Are you asking us to remember, or are you asking us to invent?
I'm asking you to remember, because this thing like canonically exists in the world, and we've seen it before.
Cold
I
mold.
have no idea if you're asking us to remember.
Cold molds are specially designed for use with ice cream sorbet, juice fillings, or other frozen fillings.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's not like when we open the cold mold fridge, it's not like the milk is 30 weeks old. It's like the milk is a week old.
Well, there's no milk here. There's
Oh.
human body parts.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
And
no.
those are like a week old and not like 30 weeks old.
These are fresh.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll climb out the chimney then. This is definitely where he lives. That tracks.
All right. I think this then is where we will leave our session.
This is
Trying
gonna
to, like,
work.
steal his food, and I open the door, it's full of arms.
Or what do we call this episode?
We call this
title?
episode People
Lend a
on
Hand?
the Rise.
Oh, lend a hand is
Lend a
good.
hand.
There we go. Lend a hand.
Okay, that's really good, actually. Thank you to Forgotten Adventures, and you know what? Calcifer, do the shout out.
Ooh, say
Hell
Carl.
yeah. Carl? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
shout outs to
do that.
Carl.
All right, we'll see you next session. Maybe there will be actual combat.
Sounds
Have a
like
good
it.
one, everyone.
Man, that would suck.
There was almost combat. We could shot Ein.
Well, you guys really
Could have
are
shot
murder
Jokwrub too.
Could shot
Such a
Jokwrub
murder.
too.
You guys want
Yeah,
combat
on
all
your
the time?
own. No, dude.
Hey, you can just pop down and shoot Jokwrub right now. There's still
Yo,
time.
get the assassin ability procced on him, bro.
You want to do it? Do you have what it takes? You wanna
You
pop
do.
in?
You want to
pop in?
restock his
5 million damage,
body
bro.
parts?
Halo
store?
3.
We want to kill him in private because
It looked
he's-
like he'd been assassinated by Santa.
You just
Yeah.
pop. You just pop in and pop him in the head and leave, bro. Sick.
Yeah, this is Krampus, bro. I haven't actually seen Krampus. Is that what Krampus is about?
yeah.
I think so. It's like if you're a bad kid, the Krampus like kills you instead of giving you coal like Santa. Some weird shit like that.
It's German.
Well,
all
see
their
you
all their
guys
tales are like
next
that.
Saturday. Also, I
haven't seen-
composed 2 new pieces of music for the session, and they didn't even come up.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Well, it was one the Ein combat music.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
You did get the thief one. That was new.
That's actually not new. That was used in the Pie Prince one-shot.
Pirates one shot. What?
Yeah.
Who are you?
We're going back to that. I want to play. What
I
my
don't think I was
character's
in
name?
that.